Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Live the legend, I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, woo. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition. I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, woo! Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop.
Guys, welcome back. League of Legends Ascent South Asia. It's quarterfinals 2, and we are in the thick of it. This is the finals match going on, and this is where it gets the deadly part. Both these teams have qualified essentially, but there's still a bit of pride and kind of ego to fight about going into the match. It's me, Madness, alongside Hades today. And yeah, we have a bunch of matches going to be coming up for us. Yesterday's matches were also interesting. Revenants pretty much dominated against Trend Abusers. Trend Abusers had opportunities to come back in, but didn't utilize them as much as they could have. And the first semifinals was between SUVO Haters and Jet Fire Dojo, which the SUVO Haters narrowly came out on top. Like, it was a very hard-fought battle. The first game, they were looking down and out, but good comeback coming out from them. They battled their way out, protected the Jinx in team fights later on, and Jinx pretty much carried it through. Then we're going to take a little bit closer look at the format of the tournament and how we are, scheduled about the prize part of it. The money makes a lot of difference to a lot of these players as well. 10 lakh prize pool, one of the biggest you'll ever see in League of Legends South Asia. This is just the beginning, guys. And as well as a spot for the top people top people, top one position in this tournament, a spot in the LCP wildcard playoffs, which is, an international glory that you can go to seek out. You have to participate against teams of different regions at, a lesser ping on a LAN type of setting, which makes a huge difference to players. So these are how we have reached till now. Qualifier 1 is in, rearview mirror. Qualifier 2, we are at the last day. Qualifier 3 will start registrations by tonight or from tomorrow onwards, and then you have the league stages going on between June 13th to July 20th, and then the ultimate playoffs between July 25th to the August 3rd.
Yes, indeed, and that looks like it's going to be a sick sick bracket coming in. So I'll explain the tournament format to you guys. So it's going to be a 9 teams round robin in the league stage. And the top 4 of that will get to battle it out in the double elimination playoffs. Now remember, no soft fearless draft. Everything is going to be hard fearless draft. So all these teams are going to have to dig deep into their champion pools to try to bring out the best compositions and the best versions of themselves to make sure that this is going to be an interesting and close tournament.
Absolutely. And as you guys know, it's complete, full, fearless draft. Anybody who plays any champion in game 1 can unfortunately not play that in game 2, be it your side, be it the opponent's side. So it makes it more interesting, and we get to see, deeper champion pools coming into effect, and you can see how much the players evolve also during the tournament depending on their drafting mechanics. Going in just for today's schedule, which is our finals, which is between SUVO haters and Revenants in a best of 5 series. And oh boy, this is going to be maybe all 5 games going between these guys, because pretty good tough teams between them. SUVO haters knocking out Jetfire Dozers to reach this stage, while Revenants, knocking out Trend Abusers to reach them.
Yeah, and even I'm actually looking forward to this, because by watching SUVO haters, they seem to be riding on a bit of a momentum swing. I guess it's going to be the same for the other team as well. But what SUVO haters need to take away is that they have really good drafting. Their decision making can be a little bit, not really proactive per se. But this is a team that looks to capitalize on protecting their core carries, getting them ahead, and really snowballing the game towards their control. So it'll be really interesting to see what they bring to the table in today's best of 5.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a good point. It's going to be a pretty, hectic situation going into it. Both these teams do like to do level 1 fights. So I really want to see maybe if we get a bit of a clown fiesta going on early on, and we can see maybe some team within the pre 3 minutes getting maybe the feats of warfare from their side, because we did get that I think in game 2 yesterday, essentially. But without further ado, you can see these are the nice logos in front of you: SUVO haters versus Revenants. And guys, also later on we will be having the 3rd, 4th place between Jetfire Dojo and Trend Abusers on the Discord, so make sure you are looking out for that later on. But let's just head in directly into the draft of game 1. It seems like SUVO haters have started with a Kane ban.
Okay, well, good ban actually on the side of SUVO haters, probably a targeted ban. Kane is a champion after so many buffs that he's received now, just has insane clear speeds, can reach transformation in just a few fights, and it can really impact the map. A very diverse pick, and I guess it's first rotation jungle bans are always good. So let's see what the answer is. Of course, Yorick immediately taken off the table. Don't want to have to deal with the Yorick in your base, taking out your Nexus as 20 minutes while you're trying to fight a dragon. So you can understand why this champion is banned so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Lux ban comes out. That Yorick ban is very, targeted at Red Devil, because he did bring it out a couple of times in the tournament. Does a fantastic job. But he also has a pretty good pool. His Viego, his Nocturne, nothing to scoff at all. And then, the Lux ban coming in, I think that's a bit more targeted towards Bob. Maybe we even get to see a Blitzcrank ban, because we know this man does not miss hooks at all.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see a ban of the Lux, because even if this is a flexible champion that can be played into the mid lane, on the support role, you just manage to just maybe get a couple of kills or assists. The damage is just so obnoxious to deal with, and works really well with both compositions. That ult can snipe down people from literally halfway across the map. And to match the support ban on the side of Revenants, we can see a Pantheon actually being taken away. So another flex pick being taken off the board. Whereas the final 3rd ban on the side of SUVO hater is going to be the Shen 2, taking away some of the global presence that Shen Shield can be so useful in team fights, especially against comps that like to protect their AD carries. So looks like SUVO haters has done their homework when it comes down to this draft.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure they had a big eye on yesterday's matchup when Revenants took on Trend Abusers, so they did some homework from there as well. They have also a day rest advantage on their opponents right now, being them qualifying from semifinals one. And looks like Revenants want to round it off with the Nocturne ban. They don't want RD to be playing the champion at all. The Shen ban makes a lot of sense because this champion is pretty much at the top right now according to the meta. They're hovering the Viego right now. RD did have a stellar performance on this champion, got an MVP for himself in the semifinals one, and that's exactly what's going to get logged in for them.
All right, and I can also understand because SUVO haters were able to use that Nocturne Galio combo to really good effect in their previous games as well. So I can understand why they're taking it off the board. Just a strong champion from early game until late game, scales really well, insane clear speeds, and every time that ultimate is up means, well, you can just kiss your AD carry goodbye. Now, this is a very interesting pick that I still haven't seen in this tournament yet, but we have a Smolder, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we do have a Smolder, guys, and it was played yesterday, and this is one of Potato Monster's most favorite champions. So that's what Trend Abusers tried to do in yesterday's matchup. They tried to lock it in for themselves, ban out the Tristana, so Potato Monster doesn't get to see two of his favorite champions throughout the entire, semifinals too. But it didn't work out for Trend Abusers. They couldn't, scale up with the Smolder Victor, and that's unfortunately that didn't work for them. I expect maybe a better showing with Potato Monster on this champion, and the Wukong, always a solid pick going into the hands of Ezreal.
Yeah, and the Wukong is also another flexible champion that can be played top. It can be played in the jungle as well. I mean, overall, it's just such a strong pick, and it's always good to have a champion with some stealth that can go start a team fight or even disengage using the clone, the jukes that you can play with it, and just having a constant pressure, whichever side of the map that they are playing for. So you can see an AD carry lock in right now. So the Ashe has been locked in for the side of SUVO haters. Also a very good champion that works in synergy with their current jungler, along with the Viego, a long-range ultimate to stun lock a target in place and giving a Viego a reset. Mm-hmm. That's the name of the game. That's the game plan that they want to go through. Let's see how they're going to protect this. And the Braum is going to be joining the Ashe in that bottom lane. So very strong duo that they have picked up. Wait. Instead, they choose to go for the Syndra in the mid lane. All right. Spicy.
They teased us quite a bit. We thought we were going to get a friendly out bottom with us for the side of the Raiders, but instead choosing to blind pick the Syndra for Itachi in the mid lane instead. Now it leaves open Revenants. I don't think you want to go with the Braum with the Smolder, but maybe just to prevent the Ashe getting
Galio seems to be a very good pick here for mid lane, I think. Very good into the Syndra because the moment Syndra doesn't have a combo, it looks like they're going to opt for the Victor, but either way, they're both scaling mages, both have very long range, would have good poke, both of them immobile. However, would have been nice to actually see something like a Galio just being locked in to just completely neutralize the Syndra. But hey, I'm pretty sure these teams know exactly what they're doing. So as we move into the second phase of bans, now they probably want to be taking away some supports off the board, or more like top laners. Aatrox being taken away, no surprises there.
Yeah, absolutely no surprise. That's one of Navoid's favorite picks, and they don't want to Navoid on the Aatrox. Another one that he likes to go for is the Gwen, so maybe that is in the future, unless they're going to go, as you said, maybe the support route for at least their last ban for side of Revenants. Now it's up to SUVO haters to ban something out. Neither side has supports picked up, and it's interesting to see that Wukong, as you said, can be flexed pretty well into the jungle, the top as well. The Maokai is a good flex pick, and they want to remove that, so SUVO haters have answered back with a Maokai ban. Bob did a phenomenal job on the Maokai yesterday as well. Was a pretty good meat shield for his side and was good at initiating in fights. Got his bot side a bit ahead as well with, engages onto one above all. Sorry, not onto one above all, onto the Jinx who was in that matchup, and he did a phenomenal job. Bob was very impressive. He had to play, the mid Annie role last time because one of their players was not currently there. He was just playing there, and Shoxy couldn't sub in as the support. But yeah, enough about the last game. Let's talk about a bit more what's happening here. The
Mordekaiser has been banned. No surprises whatsoever. Just an overpowered champion. I think the last ban, they should probably try to take away some type of like a disengage, like a peel type of support. Yeah, the Braum makes sense to take it away because it can block the Syndra ultimate, it can block the Ashe Crystal Arrow, and just provides overall good peel. But would we see something like maybe a Taurik pick here alongside the Smolder, just for that added safety, or maybe even an Alistair to make sure that nobody can really get on top of the carry? A Rel maybe for more engage options. But it looks like they might actually go with the Alistar route. Yeah, seems like a good champion to pick against the composition that SUVO haters seem to be drafting. So
Yeah, it is a
makes a
good
lot
pick
of
there.
sense.
Obviously, yes, a lot of engage, a lot of disengage going on. Really want to see what Bob does on the big cow over there. We've seen Dronzer play it a couple of times, but not many people else have been
Ooh.
going for it. And the Melio getting hovered currently right now by the side of Shubo here. So they're going
This is
completely
actually a
opposite.
very strong pick. It's a strong
Hmm.
pick, especially with the Ash, because it adds that extra layer of safety, just tons of heals, tons of like CC removal, just able to keep this Ash safe at all times. But this would mean that they would have to lock in like an Uber Gigar tag, like a big boy in the top lane. You might be looking at like something like a Dr. Mondo. Oh my god! And as I say that, they are hammering it, and I think they might actually just lock this in. Predictions on point today. Let's go, Hades.
And it's exactly as you said. Mundo does get locked in. Shubo Raiders already have their entire combo of them. It's up to Revenants to see if that Wukong's going jungle. Most likely going there, maybe getting the counter pick for the top side in the hands of Churn Ready. Churn Ready did a fantastic job yesterday on the Volibear field, very well for his team, was a nuisance factor going in, was winning his lanes through and through, had no problems whatsoever, and it's going to lock in the set for his side for maybe a bit more adding engage later on as well.
Yeah, and the set is actually also a very good pick in the early game. Like, there's only very, very few champions that actually beat set levels 1 and 2. So if this Mundo, even OX says just a little bit, could end up just practically throwing away his entire lane. And giving Viego Avenue on the top side of the map is probably something you don't want to do, especially when they're running a Syndra in the mid lane. This is a top side you want to avoid snowballing at any cost. So the early game is going to be super important because if I had a game plan on the side of Revenants, I would look to try to just 5-man dive bot lane. Just get rid of the Melio and the Ashe, put them as far behind as possible, making it harder for the top side of SUVO haters to actually respond to it. Whereas the win conditions I see for the side of SUVO haters would just generally be to survive the early game, try to maintain a lead, and get this Ashe on as many items as possible, because in the late game team fight, she is just going to shred people. But again, the side of Revenants do have an infinitely scaling Smolder, so they do have that late game option as well, along with the Victor. So, like I said, the early game is probably going to decide everything for these teams.
Yeah, it does go a bit along the early game side. Revenant's huge scaling, as you said, with the Smolder Victor comp. That's the exact kind of comp that Trend Abusers was running against Revenants yesterday, and Revenants, pretty much dominated them in that game one. So maybe going to learn from the mistakes of Trend Abusers about how to play out this comp for themselves. But in also very well versed on the champion that is the Smolder, one of his pocket picks that he likes to lock in, either that or the Tristana. That's what he's mostly known for. Unseen Blade missed yesterday's game 1, came back strong in game 2. Can't wait to see him on this Victor over here. Bob now more on his traditional support role on that big cow, that Alistar. So let's see the kind of disengages or engages he provides for his team. That Wukong always going to be instrumental in starting team fights as well. So any side of this draft that you're favoring more for yourself over here, Hades?
Well, just having a look at the overall composition, I would say that it's actually super situational. I feel more like the side that definitely has the Smolder has an advantage going into any game. However, if you are able to shut the Smolder down by just preventing it from farming, if it takes more than 20 minutes for the Smolder to complete like 2 items or 3 items, I would think that would be just very difficult for them to win. So they need to look for a way to try to keep the Smolder safe. And I still do see Revenants actually having the better draft here. But again, it all depends on who's actually able to make the better plays on the map. And as you mentioned, Unseen Blade on a scaling champion like Victor now. This is a Sri Lankan player who I've had the privilege of casting alongside and playing custom games with, and just being a part of the community with. Has come a really long way, and it's interesting to see him on these pivotal roles of pivotal champions. Playing and representing the South Asian region, not just Sri Lanka, but representing South Asia in general, as do all of these players. So super excited to jump into this game. What do you think is going to be the result of the first game based on this draft, Madness?
It is, as you said, a very tricky draft in terms of the situations you're going to find yourselves in. If you allow the Victor Smolder skill, I would give it to the side of Revenants. But as you know, we're a very aggressive region, and that we, like to take those early fights, and we don't essentially wait till that late game stage at all. We don't usually play around the comps according to what you want to go that way. So maybe in that way, SUVO haters have the slight edge going into the matchup over here, as if they try to end it earlier for themselves, they can have that victory for themselves, at least game one going their way. But yeah, as you said, very situational based about which of your people you're going to be funneling that goal on, who ends up getting those early kills for themselves. If the smaller actually starts dominating that lane, it's going to be a very tricky situation for the side of SUVO haters. So going slightly favoring Revenants, as you said, a slightly better comp, as you said, scaling wise, but they have to get to that stage to make that kind of impact going in, and that's going to be a hard fought battle, at least from the side. The SUVO haters are not going to be backing down from any challenge, and they're going to give, tit for tat in these kind of matchups.
Yeah, and always it's the first team that takes the first team to take the win always comes with the advantage, even in a best of three, even a best of five. Just having that, to know that, okay, we won the first game. This is good because you can ride that momentum and try to make it a sweep, even if possible. You never know because you see so many upsets nowadays in tournaments.
True. Absolutely true. And the further we dwell in it is fearless draft, the further these champion pools will deteriorate. So that game one, where you're prioritizing a lot of your main champions as well, is very important for you to win. It gives you that boost, and that lets you know that, yeah, your game plan is at least currently working out the way you want it to. So game one does decide a lot of the momentum heading into the series currently going on. Now you get to see Potato Monster on his board that usually gets banned against him, or he just never gets the chance to play it. Now we get to see him on the champion. I really want to see big things coming in from him, big expectations from him. So can't wait to see what he does on the Rift, especially with such a good support in the form of Bob on that Alistar.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of eyes on this bot lane because their win conditions are both essentially just getting their AD carries on 3 items as soon as possible. And from that point onwards, just look to try to snowball lead. So we'll be expecting to see some early game shenanigans. You're seeing both teams just essentially wanting to try to secure the feats of strength for themselves, like you said, through this chaotic early games. And a lot can be decided in the early games. So really looking forward to seeing what these teams bring to the table. And just a quick reminder, guys, Qualified 3 registrations are officially open. So if you do want a chance to qualify and take your chance against some of the best teams in the region, this is your chance. So look no further. All of the information is available on our socials. You can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And of course, if you are enjoying this stream, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we have plenty of great league content coming your way.
Yeah, and more importantly, Qualifier 3 is your last chance to actually get into Legends Ascent if you've not managed to get it. It's the last qualifier that we do have for this big tournament at the end, and it's a good chance as well because top 6 teams will not be the 3 teams from last time, 3 teams from this tournament. So you have a added chance of getting into Legends if you feel like you're not, that experienced. And it's always a good chance, an opportunity, as you said, to play against your peers in the same region and to see where you actually have your standing and where you can actually learn from and how you want to, evolve as a team moving forward. So it's always a good chance. So as he said, Qualifier 3 is live. Please, if you are not qualified yet, please make sure to head over there, lock in your chance as soon as possible, tag your teams over there. And even if you don't have a team, we have solo registrations live as well, so you can register that way, and we can help you form a team so that even if you're pretty much new to at least the SA community, and you've been just a returning player, it's a good opportunity, get back in the scene, meet people with similar opportunities as you do have. But all that being said, guys, we're going to head straight in to the Rift. This is going to be game 1 of a best of 5 series, the finals of Qualifier 2 between SUVO haters and Revenants.
Indeed, and we do actually see, as I said, both teams wanted to maybe try to have some early game shenanigans, but you do see a defensive line in the bottom side here, which would probably mean that Revenants do have a chance to maybe try to get a deep ward somewhere around Raptor Camp. That they don't seem to be moving. They're just quite content with taking the 5 points and making sure nobody tries to sneak any wards into their side of the jungle to get that early intel, which is super important. 5-man squad moving through the jungle here. Just expecting, you never know. They need to be a bit careful because this is a team that might suddenly be like, surprise, it's the Fnatic Bush. But it doesn't seem to be the case. But it looks like the junglers would be mirroring on both sides of the map. So I guess both of them will be pathing towards the bot lane where, like I said, I'm expecting to see a lot of action. So let's see who's able to win this race. So the minions hit the wave, and we are underway.
Yeah, and the bush advantage already taken by the Ashe and the Millie already waiting there. Nice ward put down by Navoid. But Potato Monster, have you just DC'd just walking in there? Oh no, this is not looking good. The disconnections come in. The two have DC. This is unfortunate. Oh no, this is a very bad start for the side of Revenants. I don't know, maybe just a bit of issues coming in from the side of Potato Monster. Yeah, just that's the exact face I have inside on myself. It is that is not looking like a good start for them. When they had, a nice game plan, they walked in, they chilled over there. They know they pretty much had an idea SUVO haters had that bush advantage, but unfortunately the DC occurs with Potato Monster's last, action being on the rift of walking towards it, so it just continued there even though the internet DC'd. Now Void in the top side, nice ward placed by him. He does get the vision over there, makes the other top laner eat a machete to the face, but yes, not the kind of starts that Revenants was hoping for, and most likely not due to their own fault at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it would suck to be that smaller right now. We just reconnect back to the game. We've already lost half your HP bar, and also the positioning advantage is on the side of the Ashe. So, yeah, I mean, this is a ruthless start. Like, this could literally determine the entire game. Something this small, especially the bot lane, might actually factor in a lot of things. You have no idea how these teams are going to communicate now, like if they're going to ask for a remake, or I don't know how this works. But I mean, we don't really have chrono breaks, considering that, this is not like a like a super official tournament. But let's see. Hopefully, there would be some kind of resolution to this. But yeah, like I don't see this being a good start at all for the team that has the small bird. It's just absolutely terrible.
It doesn't look good. Even yesterday's matchup, Potato Monster did have a pretty bad start on the Ashe because of, a bit of Clown Fiesta level 1, where he came back to the lane after missing basically the entire wave. So he's not a man who's, not used to be playing on the back foot, and I believe he has, the mental to, come back strong for this. That time he was playing the Ashe and not the Smolder, the one who's going to need to scale way much more. And the Ashe, as you said, has complete positional advantage right now, can apply a lot of pressure. Even if you do a lot to the wave here, it's very hard for Smolder to walk back in alongside with that Alistair, because they both DC'd pretty much at the same time. So Bob couldn't even come there to save maybe his Smolder from taking too much additional damage before the pause was called in.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point in time, you can just hope that the gentleman thing to do would just be to just let the Smolder back away safely, just get back to a normal situation where they can just be like, okay, I am already behind, just let me get a couple of last hits with my Q and we'll call this even. Okay, guys, shall we shake hands on this? I mean, if I'm the Smolder, I'd just be like, come on, guys, let's be sportsmanlike here.
But it's a very big tournament. They're going to take any advantage that they can get. I honestly think Shooters, and they don't mind it at all. And as you can see, we have resumed into the game. The Smolder, unfortunately, has to channel that recall with such a low HP. He's going to be missing a huge wave, a lot of XP for himself. Didn't even pick up one CS before that DC did occur, so not the best of starts for Potato Monster on his little dragon. But nice scare of the win from Itachi, trying to get some trade damage back onto Unseen Blade, but that Victor just dealing quite a bit of damage at level 2 onwards. The Void having to keep his distance from the set in the top side. And as you can see, Potato Monster making his way over, and a nice ward placement by Itachi over here. Might want to steal one of the caps, and he does steal some gold for himself.
Very sneaky there by the Syndra. Actually, just knowing the limits on the champion, but now might have to flash away because, as I said, literally running right at him. He probably didn't want to get caught in that situation. So a good early flash just to prevent any more follow-up. And in the meantime, the pressure just seems to be mounting as one above all and Lean just seem to be putting on the pressure in this bot lane. Another stun is able to land, but Itachi just wasting his mana bar. Seems to be quite even trading going around the map. A pretty good trade here by Sharan, who does take a turret hit for all of that abuse, but as you go back, both supports hovering in the bushes. Let's see much action.
They are waiting close by. Bob is waiting for an opportunity to maybe just jump in over here. Level 3 already hit by one above all. Nice ward placement. Bob's going to take quite a bit of chunk damage as well. Take on down pretty much 50% of his HP bar. The Smolder also has to run a bit. Navoid narrowly missing the E from the set over there. So other than the bot lane suffering quite a bit, nice ward coming in from the Unseen Blade. He didn't even put a ward, he just went there and cleared some vision with the orb that was present. The Scuttle bot side claimed by the Viego, and now look at the Wukong. He's a bit homeless at the side. He has no camps currently up. He really wants to pick up the top Scuttle.
Yes, it does. Indeed, and you can see the Viego moving through, but more poke damage just landing there from the side of Lean and Ash in the bot lane. It's just so obnoxious to deal with how to farm on your turret. Already down about 6 CS. It's not the place the Smolder wants to be. Victor out of mana, leaving Itachi in a slightly better position now. But in the top lane, I feel like this set really needs to just try to break that Mundo shield as early as possible. Otherwise, he's not going to have any kill pressure. Just needs to go make sure he uses his Zine. But it's good to see that they're almost even on farm in a lane where Set usually does win the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. Avoid playing completely careful with that added. Milio was going on to Potato Monster, but Bob was like, no, do not touch my ADC. Comes in, headbutts, pulverizes the ground next to Lean, pushes him away. Potato Monster, not a bad recovery to the lane. You would assume he would be in a much worse state given what has happened to him, but only maybe 7 CS down right now. The wave is a bit in a bad position for him. It is slightly pushed towards the side. He won't be missing his cannon, so he has that working for him.
Yes, it does. And now just looking across the board, it looks like these are almost identical in terms of gold. Both teams just happy to farm it out. Both junglers just looking to try to clear as much as they can, try to get their laners ahead just by having that item lead as well. So you can see the side of Unseen Blade really should not be taking so much punishment in the mid lane. Has to flash away, just the disrespect. I don't think that's exactly what Navoy just takes a massive W to the face from that set. And that Mundo is not very happy right now.
Look at where Lean and one of Bavol are sitting right now. They're just sitting in that bush, letting this lane get pushed up completely. They're waiting for Viego to walk down, and then they're pretty much going to jump onto their unsuspecting targets, being Potato Monster and Bob. But as you said, on the top side, a lot of heavy trades. But bot side is where it's going to be hitting down right about. And now here they come with their trap setup. Bob pushes away one of Bavol. Potato Monster just trying to run away. The heal comes in for Bob for that movement speed as well. And looks like they're going to make it out to safety with Bob just taking a couple of more damage hits before walking away. And that was a 4-man bot side with only the heal getting burned from Potato Monster and Bob side.
Indeed so. And also 4-man gang, obviously something like I was calling it, like if I was that team, I'd look to try to pressure the Smolder as much as possible, deny him cannon waves, apply this extra pressure. But now you can see that they're going to run into each other, and this might be an ultimate use. Chaos Storm in full effect. Here comes the flash and the stun from the Wukong. First blood taken by the Witcher. Caught in rotation there. Beautiful trade on the board. That puts Revenants in the lead, taking first blood.
Yeah, and that was a nice gravity wall coming in from the Victor. Stuns the Syndra up in place. She doesn't have flash because of an earlier exchange as well. Wukong choosing in turn to burn his flash. Ear clone ease into her. Qs as well. Pretty much secures the kill. Victor getting the goal for the kill. So it's going to be Revenants picking up first blood in this matchup. And it's been 7 minutes, only 1 kill, so a bit of a slow start according to what our region is like right now. Lean, nice pushback, but gets headbutt pulverized in the spot. Potato Monster is also trading. Ash is pretty low on mana, so maybe less W's coming out for pokes, but as I said that, she does shoot one off towards the Alistar. He gets the hit as well. But Potato Monster, huge recovery coming in for this man. He's almost even in CS numbers right now. One of all still chucking away at Bob. Doesn't have mana, does proc his Q, and if he continues on Potato Monster will be taking quite a bit of damage just trying to run away, and that's exactly what happens over there. In the top side, Churn ready with a slight CS lead onto Navoid, is trading away against him as well.
Indeed, and having a look there, I think Bob just did a fantastic job of cancelling the bases there. But this leaves them also once again in a neutral straight. A good headbutt pulverize lands on this thing. Well, meanwhile in the jungle there seems to be a 2v2 breaking out.
The ultimate comes in from the Wukong. Does a lot of damage. The feats also picked up. A nice cyclone coming in for them. They are so deep from the side of SUVO hitters. RD and Itachi completely punished for their mistakes over there. Wukong picking up a kill. Victor picking up his second. And overall, Revenants picking up the feats of warfare.
Indeed, and I'm not sure why they were just trying to contest that Raptor camp. They did not have priority on the top side or the mid lane, so just a disrespectful play here, not expecting to be collapsed on so easily, results in a 3-0 for the side of Revenants here, who've actually picked up the feats of strength for themselves as well, and puts them in a very comfortable position in this early game.
Yeah, they're doing fantastic. They're even going to pick up all 3 grubs as well. They can even have good timers to even fight towards Drake fights. So they might even look to be picking the 2 out of the 3 early jungle objectives. And on top side, at least CS getting a slightly equalized by an avoid over here. Wukong and Viego almost equal in terms of camps. The mid lane, the Victor is going to be looking to maybe get a 10 CS lead. While bot side, even after a pretty horrendous start for that Smolder, is equal in CS with the Ashe currently, and you would just not think he had just that bad a start if you just look at the current aspect of the game.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, at this point, if I'm the side of SUVO hitters, I'll be hitting myself on the head for it to be like, oh no, we gave this team that we're not supposed to be giving early game leads to, just like already we're looking at almost 1,000 gold lead, and
here comes the Alistar onto the Syndra. The Syndra is being left alone. The R is ticking away from the Unseen Blade, but they think better of it because the Ashe and Melio were walking up from the river. They couldn't actually capitalize on that, but this leaves them in a very good state for this Drake fight. Mind you, Syndra does have TP and she wants to come here. Chernedy doesn't have TP in his card, so this is pretty much a 4v4 match out. Smolder is in the fight. Ezreal comes in with his ultimate, knocks up a lot of people, but there is no damage coming from the team. Smolder is currently not there in the fight. Ezreal ends up going down to the Mundo. Bob comes back in, but Bob might end up giving up his life. Doesn't have an ultimate to channel, and he actually does, but he's still going to take a lot of damage. 3 people going on him. He has to flash to the blast cone to try and get out. The last Q autos coming in from Wonderful Wall will seal that kill and pretty much seal the Drake in favor of SUVO haters. They pick up the Drake and they pick up 2 kills for themselves.
And meanwhile, in the top lane, Seth seems to be quite comfortable with just mowing down this entire turret on his own. You leave a Seth like that, he's just going to get so many plays and such a huge lead in the top lane. So it seems to be an even trade across the board, I think, even though SUVO haters are able to pick up 2 kills in this instance. This Seth is just taking a massive lead in the top lane, so this is going to put him very, very far ahead in this matchup.
Yeah, and he does seem massively ahead, choosing not to come to this fight. Didn't have a TP, so didn't even choose to walk to it. And avoid knowing he doesn't have a TP, had already reached that fight before it can happen. I think a bit of a mistake from the side of Revenants to maybe just go in so ham with your Smolder not actually coming in for the fight. He was still trying to get some farm for himself in the bot side before you could see calling his mother in for the fight over there with the ultimate. Just not enough damage. A nice initiation from Ezreal, but just no follow-up for the Monkey King over there, and that's why they end up losing 2 kills and the Drake. And now gold still much more in the favor of Revenants, around 2k in their lead, and you can see the Wukong is going to be picking up the top scuttle as well.
Indeed, and I mean, at this point, like you just want to try to slow down the pace of the game if you're SUVO haters. But like the pressure is not gonna stop. You have a Victor who's sitting on 2 kills, has already completed his Ludens, and while Syndra hasn't even completed the first item, doesn't even have a boot. So this is definitely not looking good. You can see this Wukong's being a little sneaky here. We might see a fight break out in the jungle.
Yeah, in the top side, it does look like RD might be getting caught out, but no, instead, they just back out. All vision has claimed. Nice pink ward being placed by Lean into that bush. Nothing else to be thought of. They're just going to back away over here and just call it, quits amongst this fight. We have a bit of a lane swap. The Mundo going bot side, while the Ashe and Milo going top because of the matching of how it was going. Mundo wasn't, faring quite well against the Set. Now, Set has to be careful. Nice. Hawkeye over there gets the vision of the set, allows him to keep hitting away with the Qs. Has to be careful of the W that's going to come out from Chernedy. Chernedy flash E forward with the W, and then damage is not enough. It's going to be his death. A huge misclip, but the action doesn't stop. The meantime, in the middle lane, Unseen Blade flashes backwards, trying to get away from the fight, but RD with the ultimate gets the huge shutdown on to the mid laner of Revenants. So 2 kills coming in quick succession for SUVO haters, and now they have the kill lead onto Revenants and have narrowed down that goal lead to around 500 gold.
Yeah, interesting turn of events there. Not really expecting so much aggression out of them. I guess the Revenants got caught off guard here with this lane swap, and I'm not sure Seth wanted to be, trying to flash a W. He could have just tried the R flash in the opposite direction because he was actually close enough to do that, but unable to actually make the play happen. And it kind of does put SUVO haters back in a position to almost dead even gold at this point of the game.
Yeah, it does. These opportunities are what SUVO haters are looking for, and they'll be giving to them. They're going to happily take it away. Now, Void just happy to maybe just farm underneath his start. chucking out machetes here and there to get some damage onto Bob and Potato Monster. But nice CSing underneath his turret for him. He has leveled, shortened the distance between him and Set, at least in terms of CS number, while Unseen Blade continuing on with his, added advantage, has a level 1 up onto so Syndra up in CS, has that range against him, so we'll be looking for that. But they might be looking for a dive onto this Mundo in the bot side, potentially. They can be looking for it, but no, instead, Wukong seems to be walking away, not instead. Potato Monster will just be going for his chunks here and there. Bob walking very nice underneath third, but couldn't get that final plating for themselves before the platings have completely been fallen.
Yeah, that's nice. And also, you can see, I mean, Mundo's fine. They're not going to try, I don't think anyone's stupid enough to try to dive a Mundo that has an ultimate available. So, but just still looking to apply a lot of pressure. They seem to be quite okay with this iteration of the lane swap. I don't think Set can do anything except just farm under his turret now. But this is it's a free lane for one above all and the lean. But, a very good ultimate. Able to spot the Victor out there. So to prevent any counterplay from coming through, Syndra is able to actually shove her midwave onto the turret as well. So, I'm gonna put this Victor, make the Victor miss some CS in the mid lane.
And they also have the added advantage because their ADC and supporter on the top side, Rift Herald, will be spawning as well. For Drake, timers almost matching up. A nice Jared arrow did come out from the Ashe, prevented the Victor from actually going there for any efforts. Victor does miss a couple of waves over there because RD had also come in to help push in the wave. Rift will be spawning way before the Drake. Rift spawned up now. It looks like RD wants to capitalize on that opportunity. The Drake's about up in 10 seconds as well. So now it looks like they're just going to trade the Rift Herald for the Drake. Drake going over to Revenants and Rift Herald's going over to SUVO haters.
Very good laser there by the Victor, able to predict the movement of the Syndra. But I mean, at this point, it seems that the advantage is definitely in the favor of SUVO haters. Just probably going to be able to take this turret on the next push, most likely. We can see Herald traded for the Dragon, like you said, and we might actually see this Viego try to look for a dive in the top lane.
They are looking for maybe a dive. Victor is coming to shadow around. Churn ready comes forward, pulls it back with the E. But they don't want to. They just want to whittle it down, maybe pick up the turret before anything happens. The laser comes over to narrow, neutralize much of that minion wave, and the turret just surviving with a slither of HP by the skin of its teeth. But look at this, they're waiting in the bush. Nice W from one above all, but here comes the big cow as well. I don't think they want to fight this, and very rightly so. They are backing off from any kind of exchange coming there.
It looks like it's going to be done now. I think they're going to try to 3-man force down this turret instead. So, hey, buddy, we're going to take your turret, not the other way around.
And with that first turret getting claimed, as well as the first 3 kills that they got from the Feats of Warfare, they secure the entire Feats of Strength for the side of Revenants. And the only one currently enjoying the benefit of that would be the Victor, already completed Sorcerer's Boots, so has that upgraded tier 2 Sorcerer Boots for himself. But yes, Feats of Strength going over to Revenants right now. It's the 16-minute mark, or it was the 17. The goal lead around 1k still in the favor of Revenants, even though SUVO haters up 1 kill, and that's honestly a lot due to the first third goal that they're claiming, as well as the Set having the advantage in the as well as the Smolder.
Indeed, and I mean, at this point of the game, although it's been 7 kills across the board, 1 turret to 0, and 1 dragon apiece, the Smolder is going to be quite happy with, being able to have an upgraded boot thanks to the Feats of Strength. But again, now, at this stage of the game, you're not going to kill this Mundo unless you 5-man jump on top of him, so which are more than happy to just also continue farming. You're going to most likely see both teams just look to try to slow down the pace of the game, try to get as much farm as they can, and then look to fight around objectives.
Yeah, and initially Wukong's gone for the boots of swiftness to match the Ashe, but hold that. Arrow comes in, but instantly cleansed away by Potato Monster. He didn't want to deal with anything of that kind. Avoid going head to head against the Unseen Blade in the bot side. He's a level down, but doesn't mind that. Wukong is close by, so Navoid might want to back away from this exchange. They are coming in from the Victor, so is the TP coming in as well. As in, you also have to back away. Bob's coming into this exchange, but it's a 3v2 essentially right now. Milio's currently hovering towards the Tribush, but nothing else coming in. Just the TP gets burnt away from Itachi over there. And now Ashe can maybe pick up some farm of their Smolder. Doesn't have an advantage to get any farm. Maybe just looks around. Churn ready and RD. RD gets a bit of a beating from that Set. But all in all, nothing else comes to blows.
Yes, indeed. And now you can see the pressure is on. The team that has the Smolder is having the pressure on the map. They're going to try to maybe look to try to brute force this mid turret, but this Wukong's just taking a lot of damage right now. One above all is essentially untouched. Now, this is the power of the Nulio and the Ashe. Like you said, you let this Ashe just get a few auto attacks going, and she, with that lethal tempo, is going to be able to shred people in the late game. So, just a peek, this is a 2-0 Ashe against Smolder, who is on all I see are zeros, but that's okay. Smolder only needs 6 more minions to complete his call and get that little bit of boost in gold. So yeah, I mean, still a very close game. Could be anybody's at this point of time. Gold lead barely exists, just about 500 in favor of the Revenants. Seem to be quite holding on to their tier 1 turrets quite well at this point.
Yeah, this gold lead has been narrowed quite a bit. It was around, I think, 2k at one point. Now SUVO is bringing up the gap that was between these teams, pretty much almost neutralizing it. But nice play, nice Navoid getting a nice demolish proc on the bot side. This is what Navoid's going to be doing. He's going to do an Aloy's cosplay, just going to be hitting away at towers. He's going to go for the push mentality. And I don't think I've seen Navoid play that much Mundo. I've seen a lot of his Aatrox, his Gwen. I think it's the first time I've seen this man on the Mundo. I really want to see what kind of performance. He already has the War Mouse completed, another Giant's Health as well. Going to be hitting away at the tower, maybe trying to get it, even if turn ready, just hitting. He just does not care about this set right now. He's just still hitting away at it.
Yeah, and as you say, that Otacon does spawn on the bottom side of the map, so both teams are going to be looking for this objective, I'm sure. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Syndra versus a Smolder in the mid lane. A current charge of Crystal Arrow flies across the map, does not seem to connect. Meanwhile, the trade is taken by the Mundo and the Set, who seem to be quite happy with just... Well, Mundo is a bit of a masochist, likes to electrocute himself and also hurt others at the same time. Not surprised. Mundo does what he pleases, goes where he pleases. Herald being summoned in the mid lane, though.
Herald gets summoned over there. I don't think you can actually get an advantage because Ezreal is around as well. What was this flash coming in? A very weird kind of interaction that comes in, but RD unfortunately gets slain. Bob picks up that kill. Now Bob's been chucked into very deep into the jungle. They have to back away. Lean has been left alone. He's getting some help from the side of the Lean has to get out of that exchange. The W will come out. Nice sidestepping coming from him. The ultimate as well. And the fancy feet do save the life of the support of SUVO haters. So the only one who actually ends up going down in that exchange would be RD, and this pretty much allows Revenants to as well pick up their second Drake of the game, the third Drake of the match.
Yeah, and actually, Herald was actually able to complete his mission in taking down the turret, so I guess not the most worst of trades. They were still able to use that risk for some success. Meanwhile, you can see Amsin's lady really wants to get this tower, but like this Mundo doesn't take damage. You cannot die, Mundo. Just stop.
You can't, but you can slightly keep on whittling away at the turret, and that's exactly what he's done over there. Otacon has been started up. They have complete priorities on the other side of the map. They've already, in the minds of Raiders, given up this objective. Not much you can challenge. Lean just fighting for a bit of vision. The Hawkeye is going to capture the entire vision sight of what's happening there. Artie's walking down, but it's a little too late to be sorry about that. And Otacon gets picked up by Revenants. I think they almost have 100% taking off the Otacon from all the matches I've seen of them.
Yeah, and I mean, this just goes to show you the power of this comp that can just immediately just pick somebody off, just burst them down. They have so much damage to the first target that they see. They'll always here's a set actually stopping to do some grinds in the base. It's just like, I need to get my exercise. Just normal set things.
Yeah, these are just normal set things at that point. The Mundo has completed his heart steal as well. Is going to be looking to get some stacks on it. Nowadays, better to go the War Monks before the heart steals, and that's exactly what my boy the Void has done in the top side. So Set has chosen to go for Stride Breaker. Now I've got 2 tunnelers as well. Maybe looking at that Blood Veil. That's the only thing you can build out of that. The Ashe slowed down, almost completed her Infinity. It only needs like 625 gold. She has main 3 components in her inventory as well. Turn ready, can't do anything to yeah, exactly, can't stop anything to do that bonk on that turret over there. Mundo picks that up. RD has to be a bit careful. Hasn't been able to accelerate the way yesterday Ezreal did on the Viego, but still the game is still at a knife's edge of which way it should be going, because Revenants still only have maybe around an 800-900 gold lead.
But like, I mean, at this stage of the game, I mean, I still think that if SUVO haters were to turn up the heat, considering the Smolder is still somewhat behind maybe even though he has a CS advantage over the Ashe is sitting on 2-0 right now, and even the jungle, even though Wukong does have the CS lead, the Viego is also on 2 completed items. So it's gonna be super interesting as this next fight is going to take out. You can see that the next dragon is most likely going to be the main objective that's going to be focused by both these teams. So whichever team is able to fight front to back properly would most likely win that fight. So super excited to see what happens next.
Exactly, as you said, it depends how these fights will go down with the team. How you actually do your front to backs properly, who gets to engage where with the enchanted arrow can, isolate any target. You can make something like that. But now Bob and Ezreal were walking into the flash from the clone of the Wukong. The cycle comes in. Here comes the mother from Smolder. The enchanted arrow doesn't land on him. Provides one ball to run away, but it's just not enough. Ezreal claims that kill. I think that you're gonna have to back away. And the voice also entered the picture of it. The gravity well comes in. Bob is being chunked down, but that's not going to focus all the abilities on. It's a complete bloodbath here in the middle. It's an ace. A very clean ace for the side of Revenants. They take all 5 members of SUVO haters to that gray screen and are just going to be walking down mid lane trying to get as many turrets and inhibitors as they can.
Yeah, okay, so in just literally a matter of 30 seconds, we might just see the end of the game. Okay, actually they're choosing to back away. I'm not sure why they're not taking the inhibitor here. It's just literally just 5 seconds of right-clicking and that would have gone down, so... But
I honestly think so, yeah.
The
inhibitor should have been taken. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But they're like, let's not waste time. There's a Baron on the map. Let's just take this for our troubles. I'm not sure if they actually will be able to. Wukong.
Oh.
Yeah, they just seem to be backing away. Okay.
Well, if you were going to do this anyway, why not just take the inhibitor as well, right? Like, I thought the entire plan was to give the inhibitor so you can get the early prio towards the Baron side and just, whittle it down fast enough. But no, they don't take the inhib, they don't take the Baron. So many missing pings coming out, and now the Baron's getting started by SUVO haters. And now you have to run towards that point. This is a complete turnaround of how things have been happening. And look at how fast this thing is getting chunked down as well. They don't have vision. Now with the far side of Evolution comes in, it makes sure that SUVO haters have to back away. Everyone is just back away from that. Churn Ready's coming from that side. Nice scatter of the wind comes in. The flash from Churn Ready to try and dodge it was just not. Keep coming over here. Unseen play comes as well. The enchanted arrow lands, but it's just not enough. Here comes Mother on that side. Ezreal's going in onto RD. He's going 1v1 jungler against jungler, and the jungler of Revenants comes out on top. And SUVO haters are just scattering in all 4 directions. They've left lean off towards that side. One above all is trying to slow them down so that they can't walk up to Itachi, but Bob does not mind. He has his ultimate proc. He won't be taking too much damage. Itachi has to flash away from the exchange. Now the slows are coming in from the Ashe, but look at who's here. Ready is still on the chase. He's not left behind. Smolder claims the kill on to that Milio, and this is just pretty much SUVO haters running away, and our Revenants just continuous with this chase. And this chase just allows staggers between the back times, between the death timers. That's pretty much going to allow the Baron to be going towards Revenants finally after all of this fiesta that was going on.
Well, and now I think maybe now SUVO haters should probably just try to take this Constellation Dragon. Like, I mean, they know the Baron's gonna be like evaporating in a second now, but an absolute fiesta here at about 26 minutes into the game. Like, both teams deciding, okay, let's start the Baron, play the Baron dance, see how this goes. So objectives being traded here, but obviously if you are the Revenants, you are very happy with your game state right now. You have a Smolder who will be on 3 items, you have a Victor's on 3 items, 7 pages in that Mejai's Soul Stealer, 2 items completed on the Wukong Triforce and the Black Cleaver, and also set also on 2 items going towards that third. Like, they are very comfortable right now.
They are absolutely, completely comfortable. And the goal lead that we were talking about for so much of the match that was pretty much almost equal has now been blown completely wide open. They won't even let RD maybe even take this red buff, given the state. Bob coming in, nice headbutt pulverize. RD has to ult to get away. Smolder's falling from that side of the wall, but the enchanted arrow is not onto Smolder, but he has to instantly cleanse to get out of that. Nice engages and disengages coming in from both sides of the team, but yeah, goal lead blown completely wide open, around 5k, 6k in advantage of Revenants, and they're going to use this Baron buff to narrow down and get the tier 2 on the bot side.
And yeah, and I mean, Mundo is trying to do everything he can, try to take turrets on the other side of the map. Okay, Navoid does win these. I mean, now that Set doesn't have that W. But because of the pressure in the bot side of the map, engaged with Alistar as well as the Chaos Storm drop as well, they really want to try to take this turret down. And they might actually do so.
Ooh, nice catch for the win. Lands onto the Victor. He's gone down instantly in that fight. Now Bob has to run away. Now you get the reset. Smolder is going very low. Smolder ends up dying. Here comes Ezin. Here comes the TP as well. RD, now you are in the wrong man in the wrong place. And you end up going down to Churn ready with his TP play over there. That looked like it was maybe going for a second in SUVO's favor once they got that, instant kill onto Unseen Blade. But unfortunately, not much of a follow-up. Churn ready comes in with the TP. It is still a 2-for-1 in favor of SUVO haters, but that's just maybe a bit of a consolation prize at that point.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, Cannon Minions just like, alright, I am taking you and throwing you into my base, just secure a little bit more gold. I mean, this is actually very good defense. Syndra is one of those champions, even against, like, super minions in all three lanes, you can get the brick cannon and throw him into your fountain, like, just, it makes that wave clear a little bit more easy. And, but, I mean, at this time, Madness, I really don't know. If you are the side of SUVO haters, you would be praying for Revenants to make a mistake at this point in the game, because that seems to be their only way of coming back.
Yeah, that's exactly how you said. It's Revenant's game to lose right now. Right, the only way they can lose is if they give the opportunities to SUVO haters right now, because SUVO haters is quite far behind after being in contention for most of this game on equal footing with their opponents. And Bob, with these amazing engages, almost never missing these headbutt powers, he's doing it in fantastic fashion. That Smolder has got 3 items, as you said, has his stacks as well, has the execution coming down onto him, so he is a very big boy right now. The Ashe, who for most of the matchups was being irritating, cannot get that mobility right now, and Enchanted Arrow barely missing onto the Unseen Blade on the bot side, but now he's getting coerced by Navoid over here. One above all is trying to follow up as well. Navoid lands a machete, the slow will come in. Ezin comes in over on the other side. The Cyclone is sticking away, but he's losing members. Here comes the mother from that side of the wall. Now the fight is getting turned, but Ezin falls before anything can happen. One above all trying to chunk down onto Unseen Blade. Navoid comes forward, flash forward, gets the bonk onto the mid lane. Or Reverence gets that kill. Now Potato Monster has to kite, has to keep his distance in this fight. The Void's trying to walk up, but the execution damage does land onto Red Devil, and the Void is the one having to run away from this fight. And Potato Monster gets a double kill in that exchange. That's going to be a 4 for 2 in favor of Revenants, and Potato Monster coming up huge in the fight. This is where you see the Smolder being so deadly in these team fights.
However, we see a tactical pause. I'm not sure about you, but yeah, I mean, okay, you could pause the game, but look at your base, buddy. Your base is in shambles.
Absolutely.
And,
the base is in complete shambles. It is not looking at all good. Maybe at this point, if you're SUVO haters, you have to think about moving to game 2, because you can't lose your mental. You have to maybe think a bit more about the future. Remember, guys, this is not a a race. It's a marathon, right? It's a best of 5 series. Giving up one game this early on the series can maybe hurt your mental, but it's not the end of the day, right? Not the end of your series, right? You have to just maybe move on a bit, think about how you want to move on, and hopefully won't have to deal with this Smolder in the future.
Yeah, well, you don't have to deal with the Smolder in the future, but then again, there's also other champions that scale to infinity. Hint Waker, hint Nasus. Yeah, there's plenty of options, but I mean, if I was a SUVO hater, I'd be like, okay, back to the drawing board. We need to prevent these scaling picks from coming through in the rank. We, I mean, the game's over at this point. Might as well just be like, okay, call it GG. But as we go into its replay, walk us through this madness.
Yeah, you can see that Unseen Blade was kiting quite a bit, dodged a couple of machetes over here. It did look like he was not going to get help, but as it comes in, instantly clones after he gets knocked back by the Milio. Nice. He buys so much time for his team to come out. He ends up giving his life, but that's not the life you really want to take. The life you want to take is of that Smolder, and he's being left untouched for most of this fight. As you can see, now he's trying to jump on him. Nice flash away by the Potato Monster. Gets away. Nice kiting here and there. RD is going very low as well as the Potato Monster is kiting him away. Now Navoid's the only man left in this fight, and now he doesn't have the damage to do much in the, and Potato Monster ends up coming on top, gets a double kill, gets essentially 4 kills for his entire team. Ezin, I think, was the MVP in that fight, the way he initiated and bought so much time for the side of Smolder to come into that fight and then deal the final blows to the enemies.
Indeed, and I mean, at this point in time, like, I wouldn't be discouraged if the side of Super Haters, they were playing a pretty good game. Just a couple of mistakes in the early game got punished, and also that unfortunate DC kind of happened as well. But still, though, the team with the smolder does seem to be taking advantage of the fact that, hey, we are infinitely scaling, so the longer you try to hold this game, the easier it's going to be for us. That do have one last fight, and that's going to be it.
Guys, it seems like we're going to take a very short break before we head into the action. So please don't go anywhere so you don't miss, the highly anticipated end of this match, and we'll be just right back. Guys, we are back after as we promised, a very short break. We're back into the action pretty much soon. We're going to be resuming on the rift, but let's take a bit of a slow pill and talk a bit about how the game has progressed so far, right? As we were maybe talking a bit in our break as well, like both teams seem very strong, but just SUVO is making those small early game mistakes sometimes, giving the other team, because for most of the time it was still very break even in terms of goal, but just one fight doesn't go their way and they just it just slowly becomes a snowballing kind of effect, right, Hades?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, you're looking at teams that have scaling composition, scaling carries. Like, the last thing you want to do is just give them free kills. Like, it's accelerate a team that is supposed to ideally just be controlling this early game, like, putting the smolder behind, not letting him farm. But instead, they just choose to, make small mistakes. Like, for example, don't invade the enemy jungle if your lanes are pushing into you. Like, you have no business, if you don't have priority, just going into the enemy jungle and just giving their mid laner free kills. So Victor was super accelerated in the early stage of the game. I'm simply very happy to take this. I'm like, oh yeah, please step into my jungle, give me more kills. Look at the size of my Chaos Storm; it's bigger than your entire team, bro. Victor from Arcane vibes.
These kind of things do make sense because now the Victor is pretty scaled up, your Smolder scaled up as well, doing a lot of damage, and you're barely being able to get onto him. Makes a lot of these impacts, and I think as SUVO haters, you're gonna have to maybe take this time that you have apart, as well as start thinking about game 2, head back to the drawing board, think about what kind of actions you want to go for. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna head right back into the rift from where we pretty much left off in those fights. Now you can see that Itachi, Lean, and RD are over here. And Smolder still pretty happy as 256 CS. Enchanted Arrow coming out. Gonna connect onto the Alistar where Bob trying to run away. Does have his ultimate that he can pop if he wants to, but I think Potato Monster being present is enough to deter SUVO haters from essentially walking up.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have any vision, so they don't want to chase too bad and suddenly find 5 people jumping on top of them. So now the dragon does seem to be spawning as well, and it's going to be uncontested. Dragon's going to be taken quite easily. Third dragon of the game could go to the side of Revenants, and you're essentially looking at one last fight before this is the last chance that Suwaiters have to try to maybe win this Baron fight and look for a comeback. So let's see. Both teams seem to be positioning around the Baron at this point, that will be spawning very soon.
Yeah, that is exactly what's going to be happening. We're going to be fighting for this. This is pretty much do or die for SUVO haters, at least in game 1. And if unfortunately the Baron goes over to Revenants, it's pretty much GG for them. So they have to fight for this tooth and nail. You can see Bloodmail already completed by Set. He has a Hysterics engage as well, so has a lot of tenacity going into the fights. The Mundo has also got scaled up, has 265 stacks in his Heartsteel, but look at the positioning. SUVO haters are not even close right now. They honestly cannot even maybe make a return. But the TP coming in from the Mundo, you can see them starting to walk up. The Baron's already getting down to around 50% HP mark. Alistar's trying to, dissuade people from walking up. Here comes the machete from Navoid. It does connect onto, but here's Turn ready to be the meat shield for his team. And ultimate lands into 3 members of SUVO haters. And here comes the mother from Potato Monster. This is pretty much sealing the deal. Navoid's got, down goes Red Devil, down goes Itachi. Here comes Sharon Ready once more. One above all can't actually run. It's pretty much immobile Ash. Million's trying to do as much as he can do for him, but as you said very appropriately, so that is pretty much game. They're just chasing them down one by one. The mid is open, just push that in. Look at the Mundo. He's just trying to hold off the wave with the mid side over the Hades.
But your top lane, a good attempt at the end of the day, but Mundo literally just okay, Mundo, I'm gonna take you in an Uber to the rest of your team, and that Uber crashed into the entire team, and the entire team exploded. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, it does seem exactly like that. Here comes the damage in. And pretty much very well played by Revenants. Pretty much a stomp after maybe the mid-game side where it was looking like equal, but after that they continued, dominance. The gap just kept on widening until it became a canyon in pretty much side. But that's going to be game 1 of the best of 5 series in the finals, going over to Revenant. SUVO haters will be entering game 2 being 0-1 down in the series, and it didn't even take Revenants to reach the Elder Drake, given the impact that was on. Look at some of these team fights that are going on here. This is pretty much the last one. An excellent set ultimate over here, don't you think, Hades?
Like I said, I'm gonna book you an Uber. or rather like, hey guys, call an ambulance, but not for me. What kind of moment we seem to have happened there from that point onwards? It's over. Like half the team's HP bars just went from one set ultimate. Even the Smolder's shields and heals are not going to keep the carries alive. And Mundo doing his best, like, okay, Mundo will go to mid lane as he pleases, try to stop this wave from crashing, but of course a little bit too late. And Revenants just quite easily, like you said, just taking game number one. And as we look at the scoreboard, we also, I mean, who would you give an MVP to? I mean, everybody played well on the side of Revenants.
Exactly. That's the point. It's going to be hard to even choose an MVP against these guys. Pretty much have to give it to late game damage. Could have been going to Unseen Blink, could have been going to Bob, could have been going to Sharon Red, could have been going to Ezin, could have been going to Pretty. So everyone did phenomenally in the roles that they had to play up till that point. Just looking at the scoreboard, right, just the stats of the game, you can see 20 kills for Revenants to the 9 of SUVO haters. The goal difference almost at that 10k margin, around 8k for Revenants. Towers, 11 towers to just the 4 that SUVO haters managed to take. SUVO haters did put up a fight, at least in terms of jungle objectives, in the form of the Rift Herald and 2 Drakes, but Revenants getting majority of them, 3 Drakes, 1 Baron, that was the ending part, the 3 Void Grubs, and that Atakan for themselves as well. So it was a pretty lengthy game by the standards of what we usually see, the 34-minute mark, but that was, good with them. And then your MVP, I think we're just choosing the Smolder at this point, but as we said, can be going to pretty much anybody. But a fantastic performance by Potato Monster, held it in even after, that a bit of a disastrous start for himself in that early parts of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with just giving a Smolder the MVP. It's Smolder, dude. Like, you literally just have to do nothing, play PvE for the first 20 minutes of the game, and after that, you just press Q on people and watch them explode. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was still a very good carry performance there by Potato Monster, piloting the Smolder to perfection. He's able, despite, like you said, having that early game disadvantage, still able to mount a good comeback and take that MVP spot, doing more than 1,000 damage per minute. Yeah, that's just showing you the power of a Smolder pick.
Yeah, absolutely shows you what this man can do with this and why he's so feared and gets banned against him. But that being said, that's going to be the end of game 1, guys. We're going to be heading into game 2 very shortly. But before that, we're going to take a very short break.
Excuse me.
Guys, we're back yet again with Legends Ascend South Asia League of Legends tournament. This is the qualifiers for it. We're in qualifier 2. And now moving forward, yes, this is going to be game 2. Game 1 seemed a bit even for quite a bit of time, at least for the side of SUVO haters and Revenants, but once the gap just got exploded, it exploded to an extent that was a bit too tough for SUVO haters, to come back towards. And yeah, I think it was a bit of a uphill battle from that point. And the last Baron fight, excellent set ults coming in. Your Smolder's already scaled up. Your Victor's also scaled up. It's a very tough time for you, to continue in those kind of games going forward. But yeah, I think SUVO haters have to, go back to the drawing board and maybe play some more of their preferred picks or, draft according to that.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was the side of SUVO haters, I'd just be like, okay, forget about the first game. It happened, sometimes things go bad, sometimes things go good. But if I were them, I'd be looking to try to maybe secure also a slightly better scaling mid and ADC, or even just pick for these super wombo combos. Picks like Galio are still open, strong picks like Zinzao are still open in this Fearless draft. There's just so many picks that they could utilize, so many good combos that they could use. Let's see how their read on the meta has been and how they'll be able to adapt to this to this loss that they just took. I have a feeling it might still be a close game. And so game 2,
something
SUVO
like
haters.
That. Yes. Game 2, we're gonna head straight into the draft over here. SUVO haters gonna continue with the blue side. I think it was Revenant's pick, and they chose red for them because lost toss first game. But yeah, instantly the Lux ban. So I really don't want to see Bob on the Lux because Bob's Lux is pretty phenomenal, and it pairs well with the Caitlyn that maybe is being left open to Potato Monster. His Caitlyn, his Twitch, because I don't think we're gonna get to see his Tristana given how it is. A nice ban coming from Revenants being the jungler of the Pantheon, which is targeted more at the jungle of RD, that he likes to play these kind of aggressive engage type of champions.
Yeah, and Kane taking away once again one of those champions who just power farms, is able to get farm early and just be an absolute menace in team fights, and just basically having wall hack. If you played Counter-Strike, then you know what a wall hack is. But let's see how they're gonna react to this Kane ban. But we see them go with the similar bans. Yes, of course, Yorick, no surprises. And let's see what the answer will be on the side of SUVO haters. So Tristana, like you said, they know that the Potato Monster has a limited champion pool, and they choose to attack that. And let's see what the final ban is going to be on the side of Revenants. Might be looking to try to take away another strong power pick. Maybe the Aatrox over here to prevent the first pick of the Aatrox.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
It might seem something like that because, yeah, I don't think you want to give Aatrox over to Navoid so early on, but they instead want to target RD on that Nocturne, and one above all gets to lock in the Jinx for himself, which he had a phenomenal MVP performance on before.
Yeah, but now this leaves a Smolder.
No. I think just teasing us quite a bit.
He's just I'm going to lock it in and be like, oops, I forgot it's Fearless round. Yeah, just a little bit of a tease here, but you might see them a Kalista, Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa it is, and we might see the Kai'Sa Nautilus here. Very good, champions to just completely dominate the lane. So, I don't know. I don't think they're going to lock in a Shaco. It's just a hover, just to say hey, I can't beat this champion and just be super annoying. But the Blitzcrank being the lock-in for Bob here with the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, this is one of the talking points of Game 1, right? Where I was talking about the Blitz ban is something they have to look forward to, but now it's left open. Bob instantly snatches that up, and SUVO is going to pair their Jinx bot side with that Braum support. A very good, standard for them, but you have to be careful of Ezreal's hooks. He's very good on them, very rarely misses out on any opportunities you're going to present to it. Looks like Itachi really likes to, blind pick his bids because he did it last time with the Syndra. Didn't work out the way that they wanted to, and this time he's going to opt for the Talia.
Yeah, I mean, good. Once again, one of those champions that has just infinite wave clear and just good gank potential. Has good mobility when hugging onto the walls with the passive. I'm not sure exactly why they would pick the Braum second here. They could have gone for the jungle pick instead. They have so many options open. They could pair the Jinx with something like maybe a Lulu, a Yumi that was banned in the first game. just to give that added protection to this hyper-scaling AD carry. But Brom's okay. I mean, can neutralize it, disengage, and Hareen, rather Unseen Blade, actually locking in the Annie in the mid lane, a recently buffed champion, just literally one-shot basically anyone with a little bit of lead.
And we did see last time Revenants yesterday did play the Annie, but that time it was Bob filling for Unseen Blade, who was not available, at least for game 1. And Bob did fantastic on this champion, so I can't wait to see when we get to see Unseen Blade on this, because 3-man Tibbers locks up a lot of things in fights. And as we were talking about it, the Aatrox will not be allowed for this game. The Void, unfortunately, will not be allowed to maneuver that champion. The Hecarim ban coming out. I don't think I see Ezreal playing that much Hecarim. He likes to go for, heavy engage champs, like his Jaw, as you said, left open. Can't be going for that. His J4 is also one of his favorite picks.
Cannot be picked, so yeah, Wukong cannot be picked. So J4 is open. They do have the option, like you said, of just picking. I mean, Y is also still open and not even taken out. A very strong combo with the Talia Y, able to just seems to lock people down in place. A guaranteed kill for anyone the Y persists the R on. Just combo with the flick back and the Q for the Talia. So let's see if they actually ban that out. But instead, no, it'll be the Mordekaiser taken away. They don't want an avoid on these really powerful top laners. And the Lilia taken away to prevent AP jungle option here. A little bit of an odd ban because I don't see the synergy actually with the comp that they have and the Lilia. But, maybe they know better. And J4 locked in here. So immobile ADC, immobile mid laner. Yeah, if you don't have a flash, my friend, that Jarvan's going to have a field day with you. But the Shen, who was actually banned in the first game, now being left open and is going to be picked for an avoid. So adding that extra layer of protection, the protect the president composition coming through for the side of SUVO haters. Let's see how they want to round up their draft. Probably pick a Song jungler here, maybe something like a Xin Zhao, a Mumu. Okay, yeah, I can see a Mumu working in this comp.
Yeah, Mumu does not look bad, but yeah, protect the prison comp, as you said. Something that SUVO haters have done in the past, worked phenomenally for them, and they're gonna end up locking in that Amumu for RD. Does provide a ton of CC for his team, and now another layer added to protecting the president over there. Yes, J4 will have a very hard time actually reaching that Jinx in these team fights with the amount of protection and peel that she's going to be getting for herself. Is it going to be answered by the Ornn in the top lane for Churn Ready? We're yet to be seeing what can do. We're going to see an avoid on the Shen, very strong in this patch. Ornn does get locked in for Churn Ready. So now there you have your both drafts coming in over here. One with a huge amount of engages and one with a huge amount of disengage as well on either sides.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very balanced draft from both teams. Like, I can see this game actually going both ways because both of these are like super hyper scaling AD carries in the bot lane. Both supports are very useful. One's good at making picks while the other one's very good at providing peel. The side of Revenants, they don't necessarily seem to have a lot of peel. They're more of a just go, hit the go button, just go all in and try to just win the fight. Whereas if you're looking at SUVO haters, they're like, okay, hey, let's just wait for them to blow important cooldowns, capitalize on that because they do have, a Braum and a Mumu and a Shen. That is a backline that is going to be literally impossible to kill if it goes into the late game and they fight properly. And also, Talia's E can just be so annoying for some of these champions. Like Kaisa will be able to ultimate to reposition because she's going to get stunned. Jarvan can't flag and drag because he's going to get stunned. Even Ornn's dash, unless he's, of course, unstoppable, we will also get locked up to the Unraveled Earth. So just super excited to see how this goes. Shen also been buffed on this patch now, just able to just dominate games if left unchecked. And also you have literally a free teleport to anywhere on the map with that ultimate, so just able to turn fights in their favor. Let's see how they utilize this. Whereas ornaments are also going to play a key part on the side of the Revenants to give that Kaisa, that maybe the buffed up Rage Blade or Kraken Slayer is just going to make it so that he could just peel right through all of these frontline tanks and Unseen Blades. Annie also, the Ornn upgraded Leandries can prove very useful in shredding these tanks as well. So yeah, like I mean, both teams seem to have a very strong draft. And I guess it all depends on who makes the first mistake, who makes the less mistakes, who has the better macro and rotations. But I'm super excited to see how this is going to go. What are your predictions and how do you see this playing out, Madness?
Honestly, yeah, this is a very interesting question here because, as you said, one side with a lot of engaged being Revenants, True Haters was so much disengaged for their side. So it's gonna be about if Revenants can, isolate those targets somewhere in the jungle, maybe go in for that. We don't get to see that much of Mumu in our gameplay, so I'm very happy to see Artie piloting that champion. So it's gonna be interesting how those matches. I think Navoid will be more comfortable on the Shen than he was on the Mumu, so that might also play into the mindset of Sugar Haters going on. And Shen can just reach anywhere with his ultimate. Talia can follow up with her wall. So there's going to be a bit about who gets those, isolate picks, and you have to be careful about, face checking anywhere or any place in this map. Your Kaiser is going to be relatively safe because with her R, she can go in these fights. So Shuheiras have to be careful. And last time, even though they were behind with a Jinx in their comp, they just completely, went through once she started getting her 3 items in her pocket and she was doing fast. So it's on to Revenants to try and end this match before Jinx gets to the point where she can start pentakilling their team. And for Potato Monster to maybe, show a bit of dominance in the lane against the Jinx Brom. And we have to look out for the hooks that Bob will, I can just imagine him hitting pretty much all of them.
Yeah, and I mean, this means that they're gonna have to kind of play it safe. I mean, Brom's always good to just, if you're a good Brom and you know you're against a Blitzcrank, you can always just position yourself in front of your AD carry at almost all times of the game. It's just because, like, okay, you hook the Brom, he's just gonna E right back to the carry, and he's gonna be fine with that big shield in front. So, but Kai'Sa also having so many options to be able to just jump into the back line, let's say a long range or an ultimate can come down, knock up all 5 members, and the next thing you know, there's a Kai'Sa just assassinating the AD carry from the back line before just dashing, going invisible, resetting position, and just taking over fights. But at the same time, you give a Jinx 1 kill, and you just might see, like you said, like pentakills, your entire team being wiped. And all Jinx has to do is just get a little bit excited, like, oh, hey, guys, it's going to blow you up, and the rest of your team, hope you're okay with that. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to see how this game is going to go. I mean, I have a feeling... I have a gut feeling, the underdogs, SUVO Haters, might be able to take this second game, but again, they cannot afford to make mistakes against a team of this caliber, because if we saw what they did in the previous one, they were punished for just making these tiny mistakes. Like, I mean, it's not even a mistake. Maybe they were just going to try to get some deep vision and just got caught off guard over there. Like, that's what I think. But even then, though, you cannot underestimate these teams. You cannot underestimate these players. You have to play carefully. You have to play by the book. And especially if you're running a composition that's supposed to protect your AD carry, your job is basically to not lose the early game. Just try to go even, because if you do, you're actually winning.
Exactly as you point. And last time when they played the Jinx comp, they fell quite a bit behind, and then Jetfire Dojo did a couple of throws that allowed them to get back in the game. But I don't think a team like Revenants is going to be providing these kind of opportunities. So they have to be playing with that in mind, that they have to be all out from the beginning. Let the Jinx try to get scale up in that matter. Maybe take a bit less fights before that until your team is in the position that can go a lot. But that being said, guys, we're heading right into the Rift. This is game 2 of the finals of Qualifier 2. This is the second game. Revenants are up 1 game in the series, and they are 5-man going towards this bot side, where Suva Haters were walking towards a bit, but just placed a ward instead. And now just look at these guys very close by in the map, but I don't think we're going to get to see any interaction.
Yeah, they're waiting for the counter. Yeah, no, it's going to be the counter invade. They're going to spot them coming in. Let's see if Blitz actually blind hooks. They know that there might be an invade, but yeah, I guess they've decided to call it off.
It doesn't look like they're going to go much more, because I think the last time Revenants tried to do this, they got, roundabout from behind, so just worried about something like that. But yeah, as you said, Suva Raiders were just playing completely on the defensive and just waiting for maybe, Revenants to make that 1 or 2 steps, a bit out of reach where Suva Raiders could punish it. But yeah, going back, bot side, everyone is going to be starting for them. Top, you can see junglers will be starting from the top to bottom, basically mirroring each other. Mumu at the blue buff for the blue side, and Revenants J4 at the red buff for the red side. Ornn will be making it into lane a bit before before the Shen slightly, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem for Navoid.
Indeed, and I mean, Amumu choosing to actually start with the blue buff instead of the Raptor camp. Maybe he must have thought that it has been warded, considering that there were 5 men playing defensive in the jungle. Meanwhile, we do see some good even CS numbers across the board. Unseen Blade probably going to land some poke here. The proxy electrocute while Itachi is able to chunk the potion, keep this straight even. Good Braum Q there landing on the Kaisa, preventing her from getting that last hit. And yeah, good trading across the board by all these players.
Yeah, Unseen Blade
Ooh, a big roll.
taking a couple of Qs to the face. Maybe not what you want. A nice stun lock in, but you're going to have to burn a health potion soon, and that's exactly what he does. Nice Q lands from the Talia into the backside of the Annie. Now, Annie coming a bit worse for trade over the top side. Generally already getting this wave pushed in quite a bit. Up a lot of CS, but Navoid can catch maybe 4 of these minions and maybe neutralize a bit of that gap that's already been created. The the Blitz and the guys on the bot side playing very precariously on the back side, just waiting for maybe an opportunity where the Blitz can pull either the Braum or the Jinx deep into their own lines and then do damage from them. So they're at
Navoid's in a good position to
taking
take a trade here. Yeah, but the Shen, like you said, just being a little pressured right now. Will be okay to farm on restart, but now Blitz is probably going to land a hook, but it's obviously the Braum, and Braum's like, yeah, okay, cool story, bro. You can hook me if you want to. Does take a Void Seeker in the face, though, for his troubles. But that's so far, that's fine. Like, it's a Braum. He's not going to have a lot of kill threat on that champion, but now you can see that the trades in the mid lane seem to be a little bit more even. Whereas a good taunt actually lands on the Ornn there, so Shen just getting a little bit of an advantage in the trade. Also, this is a champion with no mana, has no mana issues whatsoever. Just needs to manage his energy, and will automatically be able to win out on this lane. Now, Mumu actually coming in here.
He's very close by. The Blitz has to be careful, not careful, but very smartly had moved away from that side. Knew that the opponent jungler was pathing this side, so very smart play coming in from Bob, not getting caught out whatsoever. The Braum on the bot side, when he had gone in with Void Seeker, it was 5 stacks of the Kaiser that completely got hit onto him, so took a bit more chunk than he would have liked to in that exchange, but pretty much back up to full HP by using one of his health pods over here. The action has slowed down, but I think it's going to be a fight over here. Ezreal walking into Itachi. Unseen plays close by, but he doesn't have his stacks up for his stun. He's trying to get them up as fast as possible. Ezreal has to flag and drag over the wall. Unseen Blade finally gets the 4 stacks, but it's just not in time for an exchange. It can be significant, and this gives prior for the Mumu to at least get one of the scuttles being the top side.
Yep, and both junglers seem to be on almost identical amount of CS. Maybe a slight advantage to the Jarvan right now. But you can see that Unseen Blade is not having a good time with this Talia. He's running out of mana, constantly getting hit by rock after rock by rock in the face. Both hitting level 5 at the exact same time as well. So, yeah, it's a game of inches right now, essentially. I feel like at any moment somebody's just going to die on the map.
Yeah, Unseen Blade has to be careful. He is very low on mana. Has to flash away from the Talia at that point. Now there's a flashless, very immobile mid laner that can be ganked upon anytime soon by the Mumu. The hook was intended for the Jinx, but nice blocking covering from the Braum. He gets picked up himself, doesn't mind that at all. On the top side, Churn ready, quite a CS lead as well, but there's a big wave that Navoid can end up catching over there. Yeah, as you said, a move slightly up on the Jarvan in terms of camps, and the bot side, the CS is pretty even as well.
Indeed, and if you're Shen, like, look, you don't care. Like, Ornn can do whatever he wants to you, but like, you're a Shen, bro. Like, this is a champion who can farm safely at almost all points of the game. Actually, is a very underrated champion who can essentially just single-handedly take over games if left unchecked. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out after the shit hits level 6. Excuse me. After the Shen hits level 6, he's probably going to be another, saving grace for this AD carry, able to provide that ultimate shield in case he gets collapsed on. We see some danger pings actually going down in the river here.
Also, another point over Hades, it doesn't seem like Potato Monster has a Doran's Blade. He only seems to have 3 biscuits. I don't know if this is maybe the UI, screwing us a bit, but it does seem like he doesn't have a starting item. I don't think we should have maybe seen this before, but I don't think maybe that's the case given how the trades were going. It does look quite unusual.
Yeah, is that a visual bug? Because I mean, how is he able to be ahead in CS without like a
Exactly. I think it's maybe something like that, something lacking over there. But Shen catching up, now pushing the wave into Turn Ready. As you said, Shen only uses energy, doesn't have mana, and Turn Ready is running very low on mana, building up his item at the turret very calmlessly in the head as the Cinder Bulk as well. Unseen Blade taking a couple of Qs. Nice taunt from the Void. Avoids complete turret damage as well. As well as the minions
like
hitting on Turn Ready.
is-
Turn Ready has to be careful. A flash engage with the taunt can be the end of his life here.
It might be, but I don't think we can see Amumu is actually rotating towards the top side. We might see a dive here.
This might look like a dive opportunity completely. Amumu's just waiting for this wave to get pushed in. Charity doesn't have any idea. There wasn't any ward in the tri-bush, so Amumu's just waiting very patiently for his target. The other wave is going to be catching up soon, so the Void has to get this wave in very fast. Trinity has to try to block it and look
here
at
he
who's here.
comes.
No, he eats
Oh,
two
dear.
turret shots for free. A bit of a misplace, but Talia's here for backup as well. But I think they have to, scrap that entire plan just because RD unfortunately took two turret shots. Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, like maybe Shen just goes into Fog of War, ults the Amumu as he gets into turret range, and then just uses him as a taxi to complete the kill, but I guess they didn't execute that fast enough.
Didn't look at all like what SUVO haters wanted to go for. The hook does not land onto the Jinx. Nicely placed. Here comes the Timbers, though. It lands completely onto the Talia. The Ignite also ticking away. But those summoners burn from her just about yet. She's running the phaser, so maybe path back to lane, and she know her passive. But Grubs are being started up by the side of SUVO haters. Revenants have also picked up their first Drake already. It's going to be the mountain. But look who's coming from the side. Bob is here. The flash knock-up does come. The hook lands as well. The barrier gets popped by one above all. I don't think he has enough. The move alt hits both members over here. Unseen Play has to be careful. Doesn't have flash, and that's going to be first blood. SUVO haters. The flag and Drev narrowly saving Ezreal's life before the fourth stack of the Brom passive could land over there. But nice engage coming in. They do pick up two Grubs. They're working on the third one, and they do land that first essential blood onto the Unseen Blade, who didn't have flash due to, that early exchange with Talia where he had to flash out when he was being a bit greedy in lane.
Yeah, and also like the fact that Jinx was able to survive that just makes it even more painful for the side of Revenants. They were hoping to get something back, but even that didn't seem to be the case. And now you're looking at a Jinx who's pretty far accelerated in this bottom lane, even though it doesn't have any kill streaks there. So SUVO haters slowly but surely taking advantage of the fact that they are ahead in gold right now. Down to 0, 3 Grubs to 0. So yeah, I'm quite comfortable if I was SUVO haters.
Yeah, they're in a very good position and not losing members early like last time. The Jumper is narrowly missing onto Pretty Monster. He can walk away. Does hit the Void Seeker onto the Braum, but that's not the target you're essentially aiming for. But look who's close by. It is SCN is close by here. He's not on a ward. He's not on any vision. This could spell disaster for the side of SUVO. Mind you, Jinx doesn't have a flash, doesn't have any. Here comes the flag and drag. Doesn't land, but the Cataclysm does land onto the Jinx. But here comes Braun. He's being a shield. SCN has to run away. Here comes the Shen with the ultimate. Complete with the Void Seekers. Land. Nice snipe from Potato Monster. Here comes Unseen Blade. The stun does land, but the Void I think can pretty much get out of it. Here comes Super Mega Death Rocket on Potato Monster. Potato Monster has to flash out of here. No, Tyler becoming Unseen Blade gets stunned up yet again. We'll be seeing the gray screen. That's going to be the third kill. Nice hook on
good hook.
to the Jinx, and it's going to be the Unseen Blade claiming the kill all the way from the gray screen. So that's a huge exchanges coming in over here, and that's going to be a 2-for-3 in favor of a 2-for-1 in favor of SUVO haters, and this is going to be them claiming the feats of warfare. Nice ultimate from the Void, good timing coming in from him, and Ezreal just getting a little bit unlucky, and a good hook from Bob at the end of the day to secure that kill.
Ooh, just missing there with the hook. But also does get flicked back and literally takes his almost entire HP bar. Play gonna be picked up here actually in the mid lane, and Braum is just like, you know what, I'm gonna try to bait out to see if this guy's gonna actually try to stop the recoil. He's able to do so, but now we see a collapse in the mid lane. Oh, but never mind. As the dragon spawns on the map, it's gonna be an ocean dragon, so both teams will be definitely looking to try to contest this. Unseen Blade caught up here. Doesn't have a flash, remember. He's probably gonna get killed.
Oh no.
Goodbye, Annie.
It does not look at all good, but on the top side, Ornn, nice ultimate channeled onto Navoid. Navoid getting ticked down, pretty much ends his life gets ended by the side of the Ornn. Nice solo bolo onto the Shen. The Drake not getting started up by SUVO Haters, but Unseen Blade, unfortunately, having a very bad start to the game, being flashless for most of these exchanges going on to him. We're going to see an instant replay of this fight. You can see Unseen Blade gets chunked up. Chompers also connect over there. He gets rooted up into place. Not many places he can go. One above all, getting fairly accelerated with the second kill over there. Nice Ornn ultimate. Ornn Horn coming on to the Shen. Shen doesn't stand a chance at that point. These SUVO Haters open up for taking that Drake over there, and that's exactly what they do. So Drake numbers have been equalized, but SUVO Haters have that crucial 3 grubs as well in their pocket.
Yes, they do have the 3 grubs, but also, like, I mean, you're looking at 2-1 Jing. This is scary.
This is looking very scary, essentially. The W does connect, but the Chompers are not connecting all the time that they need to bob. Unfortunately, missing more hooks than I would have liked from a man of his caliber, essentially. Another hook going a bit slight wide. Here comes Lean with the ultimate, completely whiffs that onto Potato Monster. Potato Monster fighting for his life. Guess that 5th stack completed. Lean's going down very low. Lean's gonna get burned. Now with the Super Mega Death Rocking missing onto Bob. The Jinx doesn't get the reset, but here comes Shen with the ultimate. Bob very nicely with the last breath. His last breath pulls the Jinx towards him as well as basically the Shen that was TPing over there. And now that forces Talia to TP to the top side of the map to, prevent the first turret from going down.
Yeah, and I mean, Ornn's not going to feel anything, and that's a dead
Ooh.
thing.
That was the Jinx stepping up too much. Potato Monster instantly goes in with the ultimate, gets the kill onto the Jinx. So what we thought, a Jinx with a good start. Potato Monsters have an even better start. Up in CS 3-0-1. The Ornn Horde coming out over here to prevent the back of the Delia. The wave's gonna come in. Ezreal's just close by. Here comes the flag and the Cataclysm ends and seals the deal. Here comes RD. RD maybe wants to fight this. He does have his ultimate propped. He does have a lot of damage onto him. Lands both the bandages.
The flag and drag.
But here the flag and drag. Here's the flash as well. The ultimate does connect, but does he have enough damage to get onto Ezreal? He does. He's crying his way to glory, but here comes the Ornn. Does the Ornn have enough to capitalize? He does not. He's gonna come back into the lane, but I think minions are going to take that turn. And now where are you going to go as RD? A very crucial time to pause this matchup, because you can even see the Unseen Blade walking up as well. Like maybe he wants to get some more gold in his pocket.
Yeah, and like a very, very awkward time to pause the game. Yeah, like guys, I think I'm just gonna die in 5 seconds. So if you could move to the top side of the map, that would be super helpful. It might be the message that he's giving right now, and be like, look, there is a little girl with a big bear coming after you. You better run from there, my friend. You can cry all you want, but you are still going to die by little girl and big bear. Just try to do my best, like Brahmi accent.
Maybe something along those lines, and it's not looking good. RD's having to run for the hills over there. The Ornn comes in, and we just take a little sneak peek a bit back at what was played before us in this replay being shown over here. You can see that Lean completely whiffs that ult, not positioning at all. Pretty much guiding away to glory. Here comes the flash in from Bob with the knockup on the Kaiser, prevents any damage. The super mega death rocket from the Jinx failing over there. But look at this pull from Bob. Pretty much saves his ADC as well, because if that Chen comes in, the taunt lands and a lot of damage would be coming from that excited Jinx. And then Potato Monster utilizing the complete full effect, getting that kill onto the already weakened Jinx in the bot side. Over here, unfortunately, Talia, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and one of them being your own rock, and you end up dying. Here comes RD for a bit of redemption, lands both the bandage tosses. That's exactly what Ezreal was waiting for. Flags and drags over the wall. He doesn't have a flash to match that flash, so it's a bit of a problem for him, and he ends up going down until the pause, which was already being stuck at that turret with Annie coming along as well, maybe trying to get a kill for herself after a bit of a disastrous start for the Unseen Blade in this matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, still, this is an Annie, dude. Like, Annie just presses R, Q, W, auto attack, and you can literally watch a squishy supporter ADC just get wiped off the map. Like, it's that easy. Like, your job is literally to just flash Tibbers. Like, it's one of the easiest jobs on the planet. And Unseen Blade, I mean, not necessarily unlike his super carries, but still picking one of those strong meta picks that just seem to be dominating. And as we go back into that, we do have an Amumu running away, but he is going to get hit by a Q in the face by Addy and taken down. And no surprises there, because he was just like, boys, I told you I'm going to die in 5 seconds, and he did. But let's see how the response is going to be on the other side of the map. Doesn't look like they're going to push any further, but taking stock of the way things are on the game right now. SUVO haters, 22,400 gold to Revenants, 24,600. 6 kills to 7. 1 dragon to 0. 0 turrets to 1 turret. And yeah, I mean, this is still a game that is on a knife's edge. It's still anybody's game to lose, anybody's game to win. But yeah, On is not really feeling much damage at this point. I think.
Yeah, a bit of a 2k margin for Revenants over there. Itachi's going to come here, distract the Ornn from his base. He can have a bit of a kill potential. Ornn does have his flash if he wants to get out, but he just flashes away instead. I don't think the R will follow, but the flash does. Here comes the Ornn to delay the Talia as well. And look at this, the rest of Revenants are walking up to the top side of the map. So Talia might have to use this wall to run away, but
the Tibbers midway!
The Tibbers comes midway, as you said, and Talia, unfortunately, will be seeing the gray screen as well. And the Herald getting started up by Revenants, not much to match. Bob's going to be walking into this bush, going to get beat up by Lean. RD's following close by, but he can't chase too much. The rest of the members of Revenants are just around in that Baron pit. The TP coming from the Ornn in the bot side. The Void Seekers landing onto the Jinx from the back. And now it looks like the great escape has to be made once this Herald gets picked up. The pull in from Bob onto Lean, but the Herald gets picked up on the offside of the screen by Azin. Nice Jinx by him. A lot of damage in a very short area. The Mumu art is on cooldown, unfortunately could not come up on that fight. And you see them falling down one by one. That's going to be 3 people falling down there for the side of SUVO haters, with no casualties on the side of Revenants, and as well as them picking up the Rift Herald.
Okay, so like I don't understand. The ultimate is up. Amumu's R is like he had at least 1 or 2 second window to use that. Like it comes off cooldown essentially like now. If he presses the R button, he might have been able to do something, but I guess he was already dead by that time. I just thought, oh fuck, everyone's dying around me. And yeah, I mean this just went from bad to worse for the side of SUVO haters. Revenants taking a commanding lead in this game, now accelerating to a almost 5,000 goal lead at just 16 minutes into the game. And look, Dragon just won. This is terrible.
Yeah, this is not at all good for SUVO haters. As we talk about, the early game is always going pretty much in their favor, but they have a bit of a lead with Lean. You have to be careful here. The hook does land onto the Braum, so does the Tibbers follows up. The Ornn coming in for some added damage. They give the kill over to the Unseen Blade. They're going to be picking up this turret as well, with the wave being pushed in and Unseen Blade holding it from this side, but they want to maybe pick up some more targets. Bob looking for the hook. Pretty much scores a goal between the posts of Itachi and Void. Can't pick it up. They can't even walk towards this turret that's going down. The Drake getting started up by Revenants. It's going to be their second of the game, the third of the entire matchup. And it's looking a bit more downhillish for the side of SUVO haters. The goal lead is also expanded quite significantly. And a Mumu pick just not coming out to the full effect that the side of SUVO haters wanted, at least right now.
Yeah, and also... oh man, I just feel so bad. They're actually playing well. Like they're not really making any notable mistakes. It's just that they're getting out rotated, out macroed. That just seems to be what's happening right now. Like Revenants are always first to move to an objective, always first to a fight. Seem to be the team that is proactive. And what above all, you might be in trouble, my friend.
But nice blocking coming in from the Braum prevents the hook from connecting onto me. Here comes the Ornn horn though. Okay. It does connect onto both members, but you don't have anything. You don't have the pull right now to actually get to him. So, but the Rift Herald getting spawned in the mid lane, probably want to pick up this tier 1 turret. Talia's making her way over here, maybe picking up the pink heart. Nice pull onto RD, but RD is tanky enough to survive all these hits being dished out at him. Maybe even neutralize the Rift Herald before it even picks up a turret over here. The Unseen Blade got between a rock and a hard place. She flashes forward after that, gets the kill onto Itachi at least before giving the shutdown over to the crying mummy.
Yep, and there's an angry bear like, you killed my little girl and now I'm going to wall of beauty that, but Amumu was like, no, but I can cry myself to victory. So that seems to be what happens. Unseen Blade trying to be an assassin here, but is actually successfully able to land that flash Q at the very end to secure the kill. So good job by him to make it a 1-for-1 when it looked like he was just going to die free of charge. But now we are almost 20 minutes into the game, and Revenants are sitting on a almost 6,000 gold lead.
Yeah, their goal lead is quite significant for them right now. It is a huge margins. They have 2 drinks as well, halfway already towards that soul. Churn ready will be starting to get his level 14, level 16, start upgrading these items for his teammates as well. And you can see, bunched up, no objective currently on the map. The Atakan will be spawning around 20 seconds time. They really want to go, Trinity really wants to go into the void, but there is a Namumu for backup close by, as well as the Telelia wall if they want to follow. But instead, the Ornn backs away from the Unseen Blade. He's waiting in this bush. He has his ultimate. He pops the tippers right onto Itachi. Itachi pretty much melted by that. One more auto, but the Shen ultimate comes in to save the day. The Void Seekers do land. Here comes the Kaiser from across the map over there pretty much, and she nails the kill onto Talia. One above all. That's a lost fight if I've ever seen one against the Jarvan, and Jarvan claims the fight. 2 flashes being burned to claim the lives of the Shen and the Amumu. And that little bush gameplay that started with that Annie turns up being 4 members down for SUVO haters. Well, nobody down for Revenant right now. The hook from Bob barely missing out onto the Braum, while the tier 2 just falls and Braum can do nothing about it.
I mean, this is just like textbook League of Legends and rotation, like better rotation. Just knowing when they have the numbers advantage, knowing how to position themselves in fight, control macro play, and madness. This looks like it's GG go next.
This is pretty much looking like, we're going to a game 3 with Revenants being 2-0 in the lead, but they're going to take it down, slow it down, maybe not go for the inhibitor, maybe look for the Atakan. As we take a quick replay as we go over here, it's just going to be the Braum death over here. He gets pulled by Bob, nice pull by him, pretty much gets so much damage onto him. Here comes Unseen Blade, the CC lands, the Ornn comes in as well, but it's going to be the Ornn dash comes in as well as, Kaiser picks up another kill. Potato Monster is 8-0 and 3 on this champion, by the way. 700 gold bounty, max gold bounty. And now Atakan is the one that these teams have to fight for. And the gap is looking a bit greater than it was in game 1 right now between these 2 teams.
Oh yeah, this is just a phenomenal gold lead. Like, they're almost on like 10,000 gold at this point. Like, this is insane. And yeah, if I was the side of SUVO haters, I'd be like, okay guys, so we actually might be down 2 games, but this means that now in the 3rd game, they might actually have better picks, pocket picks unlocked for the season.
It does seem something like that. Other guns being started up, nothing that SUVO haters can do about it. Other gun yet again, pretty much going into the pockets of Revenant. The gold lead, pretty significant, pretty much 8k in their pockets on to SUVO haters' side. The Infinity Edge, the Kraken completed by Potato. The Jinx, unfortunately, just has the Yurtals almost out to the way of the Runikins pretty much after she gets this solo turret growth as she can. Look at that Annie. She's waiting close by the bush in case the Jinx pushes for maybe one more wave so she can get her opportunity. She knows she doesn't have flash, so she has to wait for an opportunity like this. But very smartly, the Jinx backs away. Annie's going from the other side, though. Maybe wants to catch up onto the Jinx. Now look at this. The Jinx has been caught. Jinx in a bit of no man's land. The W doesn't land, but here does the tippers. The damage is a lot, but here comes the Shen to flash forward by one above all, but that's towards his own death. And they're going to answer the kill away. But you've committed so many members over there. You've given up the Drake as well, just to maybe get a trade back onto the Annie, and one above all, burning his flash, so you won't have a flash for the next 5 minutes of gameplay as well.
Yep, and the answer was the turret in the bot side, just to add that a little more pressure on the bottom side of the map for the side of Revenants here. And yeah, I mean, okay, there's another hook that connects, but I'm not sure if that's the target you want to pull, man. Like, that's a Braum, man. He's completely fine with being pulled. But now this looks like, once again, a dire situation for the side of SUVO haters. Like, what are they going to do? The only thing they can hope for is for Revenants to actually make a mistake. But the way that they have been playing, it doesn't look like this team is... I mean, they're so rich that they can literally choose to all die and get ace and still come back and win this game. That's how far ahead they are.
Exactly, and the Annie had such a rough early part of the game, but just look at the comeback she's been making. She's been pretty much essential in all these team fights. The Tibbers landing phenomenally every single time. As you said earlier on, even though she's falling behind, she just has to press that R button later on the team fights. Her Qs land, her stuns land, everything that she wants to go. She's a very good split pusher right now, a good wave clear. Pretty much nobody can match her even if you walk up. She catches out the Jinx very phenomenally in that bush, walks around to this side of the wall to catch it out. In the Shen ultimate, not enough to save. Jinx spacing maintained by the Unseen Blade. And catches him out completely. On the side of the Jinx has finished the Runelands, but is looking to maybe build the Lord Doms before he can build an Infinity Edge, so it's going to be very slow in his process. The Wolf just snatched away by Bob. He's like, nope, that's my Wolf, you ain't getting that, and takes that away from the side of Shuvators. Now, Shuvators have to be a bit careful. Here comes the Ornhorn. It slows down Navoid. It does not knock up Red Devil, but they are trying to run away. Navoid, you're on the wrong side of the map. You have to run pretty far. We want to go for a pinch play instead. Baron has spawned, and this is the Baron that's pretty much do or die for the side of Shuvators. If they manage to not get this, I don't see any way they can essentially walk.
No?
I don't think they want to. I think they maybe want to bait people in. The far side of Alteration is also not up for the Jinx, but here comes the Fnatic push. They do actually pull it in. They do get the Navoid, and then Lean with his ultimate. It's just not enough damage, not enough protection or peel for his team. Artie's going in. Artie's going to fall down. Lean's left alone. Itachi's running for the hills. All that's left is one above all, and he the flying drag. He had the quadra kill with that smite, with that snipe from Potato Monster from so far, and nice ace. Potato Monster playing phenomenally in this matchup, but he was set up a lot by his team. Did a fantastic job on this champion, and all in all, as you said, you called it. You called the Fnatic Bush, and that's exactly what these guys have gone for in that place, and they pull it off. Bob with these hooks, landing time and time again, isolating some of these fights, and it's going to be Revenants taking game 2 to lead the series 2-0 heading into game 3 of this best of 5 series against SUVO haters.
GG's, and as the Nexus falls, 24 kills to 8, 8 turrets to 1, and the Drakes don't even matter at this point. That was just a stomp from the side of Revenant. So first game was close, second game was kind of close, but last one, like I said, Fnatic Bush, what's the best thing to do against a team that has absolutely no vision, know that the last thing that they can do is potentially try to steal? You just let somebody walk in and face check, blow them up. The rest is just history from that point onwards, and just a stellar performance here by the Kai'Sa, knowing the limits on this champion so well, and is just able to have such an incredible performance. Like you said, you did say that if he doesn't have the Tristana and the Jinx, it might not be the best, but here we go. Just showing a completely flawless performance on the Kai'Sa, just showing that you cannot underestimate him just because he's known for playing 280 carries. The man, stepping up for his team, putting his team on his shoulders, and also helps that you have an Ornn to upgrade your items for you. You have an Annie who just literally like I said, presses R, able to kill everyone. And overall, just a fantastic game by the side of Revenants. And also, they had such a strong draft, man. It's just so difficult to try to beat a composition like this that just works so well. And now, just maybe take us through the post-game stats here. Nothing special, just almost 10,000 gold lead, 11,000 gold lead.
Nothing special. Yep, 11,000 gold lead, blew the other one out of the water. 24 kills for Revenants to the 8 of SUVO haters. 8 towers to 1, so even more tower domination. 3 Drakes to the 1 over there. SUVO haters did manage to trade the first Drake for the Void Drops, but after that pretty much got nothing else. The jungle, the Atakan picks up, being picked up by Revenants, and yes, pretty dominant performance. Pretty much hands down performance on that Kai'Sa played well. Annie, even though fell behind early, later on very crucial in defense. And then what can we say about our delightful man Bob on this blitz? Even in the laning phase, if the Braum was blocking too many of his hooks, later on just nailing every single one, isolates so many of those fights, takes away people here and there, and just did a good job. Even the J4 locking down the Cataclysm on the top side, even his flag and drags weren't landing, the Cataclysm were there to follow up. And as you said, more of a simplistic comp, press R button comp that ends up winning out. The Jinx, unfortunately, just couldn't get to this part of the game where she's going to be a threat to the team, and very rightfully so. Revenants didn't give the chance of SUVO haters any avenues back into this matchup, and that's going to be your MVP. That's going to be
monsters
over here. Yep, right. It is. I don't think we can doubt it.
No. I mean, at first I thought let's give it to the victor, and the guy got it, but now he's got his second one in the second match. I mean, this dude's on fire right now. Put it a monster. Like you can see the cheeky grin that he's giving on the pic. He knows he's good, and we know. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
like a really well played there, Potato Monster. You have been carrying your team, so fantastic job. And I mean, that was the end of the second game for. But keep in mind, there's still room for 3 more. The chance for silver scrapes could not have been higher. Never underestimate teams, especially with their backs against the wall. What are the big dogs they're going to bring out? What are are they going to bring out those Nasuses? Are they going to bring out those, Wakars? Let's see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they draft forward, 20 champions out of the pool. But before we head back into the action, guys, take another very short break before we get to see if Game 3 is the last one, or do we continue more further along in this series? Guys, we are back. League of Legends, Legends Ascent South Asia. This is qualifier to finals, and this is where it gets, we're towards the end zone, end game coming in over here. Revenants winning 2-0 against SUVO haters. Looking like a tough battle for SUVO haters. If they want to, come out on top, have to make a complete reverse sweep. And it's going to be a bit of a hard problem for them because, first game was still a bit more closer. Second game, Revenants taking a much more commanding lead. And it doesn't look like good prospects for SUVO haters, but we hope against all odds that maybe they can cook something up in the draft now, because I'm getting some info that maybe the mid and top are switching positions, so maybe something similar to what Kakao did in the past. So let's maybe hope for something interesting coming out from the mid side.
I mean, I wouldn't agree with swapping out the position on the map board. If you've been playing mid all this time and top all this time, just in the last game trying to change it up, not really be the best thing. I would say, if I was the side of SUVO haters, now would be the time to just forget about draft, just pick comfort. Pick whatever you're good on, because you are 2 down. You're literally looking down the barrel of a clean sweep. And now that we have entered the draft phase of the tournament, let's see what changes have been made by the side of SUVO haters. What do they have cooking in the kitchen to try to make this a, Silver Scrapes reverse sweep? So Aatrox and Lux immediately taken off. Won't be surprised to see the Yorick taken away here as well. But yeah, it just looks like they're going to go with the same bands.
Yeah, it is pretty much looking on pace, as you said, to be the same bands. Maybe Tristana, exactly what comes out from SUVO haters, followed by the Pantheon. Maybe now the Nocturne as well gets banned out, something on those lines. So RD doesn't get to see the champions. They haven't been banning the Yorick yet again. They're leaving it open. They're not that scared of RD playing the Yorick right now, at least in the comp side going. But let's scratch that. Nope. Yorick does get banned out. Exactly. And maybe a Nocturne first pick is maybe what SUVO haters are going for, because RD pretty good on the champion. Xinjiao still hasn't been picked at all. So he's pretty open retake. No bans according to Fearless. But a Lilia first pick coming in for the side of SUVO haters on RD.
Yeah, and now you're looking at maybe let's see, it's gonna be horse versus horse, horse lady versus horse dude, Hecarim versus Lily and the jungle, because the Hecarim was banned in the previous game. So, but once again, the cheeky hour of the smolder, they're just hey. This is the pick that basically caused you guys so much trouble. But here we have, ladies and gentlemen, and let's see if the supports can be just to keep this guy safe. I'm gonna see a brawl.
Yeah, Ezreal comes in. Oh, the Shaco! Shaco does get locked in for Ezreal over here. That is a very interesting pick coming out for this man. Now it looks like Revenants want to toy around a bit more with draft ideas going into this, and the Shaco instantly locked in. Now we're going to see the Malphite come in, as well as the Yasuo. Now Void really likes to play this champion, but his team doesn't let him play when he's playing top. Now maybe he's made the switch to mid. They're like, you got the all green signal, you can play the Yas now, and that's exactly what it is. The Malphite Yasuo
versus Yon
is very good.
Brother versus brother. Let's go. No, and he said it's going to be a silence locked in. I mean, Unseen Blade has popped off on this champion in tournaments over here in Sri Lanka as well. Just overall, such a strong pick, and also it prevents the Alistar avenue, because you're not going to give a Silence ultimate, so that prevents that also. But now we can maybe try to see some good support that's coming. Instead of targeting the top lane, I would like to see them just pinch down the support champion pool, give Ezreal as least safety as possible to give this bot lane a better matchup. So yeah, the Misfortune, no surprises there. I was going to say when I saw the Lilia, hey, are we going to see the Misfortune this game? But instead they choose, so very good ban actually coming through from the side of Revenants here to prevent that from coming through. Maokai taken off the board, just a very strong champion overall in terms of controlling objectives. And the final ban, is it going to be, they're not going to take the Aatrox because the Malphite's already been locked in, but we might see an AD carry or support ban.
The Aatrox already been banned, so maybe that's not on their picture. They
ban
out the Jhin against one above all. Jane into Ezreal, a bit of how you want to play that matchup, and they're gonna ban in the Nocturne as the last ban for SUVO haters. They didn't pick it up, they picked up the Lilith, they banned it out. But maybe I don't
Why?
understand that, because why do you want to do that when you have a Shaco already picked on the other side?
Maybe
Unless you're assuming this is a top Shaco or a support Shaco, because you can see a variety
Yeah.
of this champion going anywhere. Maybe they have some inkling of ideas that we do not have, but
Monetize.
finally doesn't get banned, instantly picked up by Churn Ready.
Yep, and I mean, if I'm looking at the side of SUVO haters, we want to have that hyper scaling option in the bot lane. So Kalista is a good pickup here if they want to go for a good champion. Very hard to get on top of, like just has so many jukes, and relatively can play safe and space well against these champions. But instead, it's going to be an Irelia. Oh wait, what?
This is a Malphite support.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay. Just blowing our mind. I guess. Okay. Let's. Like I said, maybe it's comfortable. And Nar. What? What? Nah,
These
that's
guys
not
are
gonna be
toying
hard.
with us quite a bit. Wait. Oh, no, it cannot be a Gragas. It's got to be a Gragas locked in. Guys, if you are following this comp, you let us know, because we are a bit astounded what they want to do over here.
Actually, I'm
they
not
just-
astounded at all. This is a G2 draft.
But
SUVO
can they
haters
play
have
to the
literally
same
picked the G2
essence?
draft. Perhaps not. That might be G-2, but it's okay. It's still a G2 cosplay. And dude, are we gonna see like the Gragas Yasuo bot lane? Because that's what I feel like is gonna be what's gonna be happening. Because you ideally want your Malphite having a solo lane and just being able to beat that big beefy front line. You know, be Dwayne the Rock Johnson in the top lane. So dude, this is gonna be so fun. We have Shaco support. We have like I mean, I still think that Gragas should be the support with the Yasuo, because there's more options of disengage, barrels to slow them down, you know, body slams to stop them from jumping on top of your Yasuo. But hey, who knows? Maybe these guys know exactly what they're doing, and as we will be going into the spectator delay, madness. So, what do you think? G-2 comp for the win here? Or are we gonna see a team Shadow Isles with a clown, an explorer, and basically a communist?
It is. It didn't matter. Like I would have preferred the Yasuo on the bot side, but I don't think Navoid's gonna let anybody take the Yasuo away from him once he gets that in, because he was pretty hyped before when I was talking to this man that I want to play the Yasuo, so he's gonna lock that in. I don't think he wants to play the AC role instead with that Yasuo. He just wants to farm it out mid. One above all, interesting choice with Derail in the bot side against Potato Monster. Can do a lot with the boxes. The fears will be a lot. I really want to see what Bob does on the Shaco, and we're going to see a horse versus horse, like you pointed out, Lilia versus the Hegerim in the jungle coming in. Ezreal's going to pick that out. I know Joshibai in the chat was pretty happy that Shaco's picked, but unfortunately, just not going to be in the jungle, everybody. It's going to be in the hands of Bob Blackdeep in the bot side. So comes out over here. It's gonna be interesting to say the least about how we want to move forward going on in these matchups over here, but Bard's been picked up already. Unseen Blade has a couple of ultimates that he might want to steal, like Sleep, like the Malphite ultimate, as well as, the Bomba in the top side. Potato Monster will be, has a lot of avenues to get out. Will have his Arcane Shift, will have his flashes in team fights. It's going to be hard to lock him down. And Hecarim comes in as well, does provide a lot. I really want to see if Bob is going to cheese the jungle, earlier on, or do something like, some of those Korean solo queue Shaco support kind of antics.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a Shaco support. Like, you'd just be like, okay, you know what? You are in Israel. You'll be fine to just stay at range, farm with your Q. I'm just going to be a menace everywhere on the map. I'm not going to let this Lilia get camps. I'm not going to let her farm. I'm going to just be an annoying clown who's just going to be laughing at you every single time I just come and you walk. You're like, okay, I'm going to go take my red buff. Oh, hello, there's a Jack in the Box and half your HP is gone. Like, it's just going to be so annoying to deal with. And also, don't forget, this is a Silas that has a Malphite ultimate, a Lilia ultimate, the Gragas ultimate. Dude, like, he's going to be one-shotting people at some point in this game if he just gets ahead.
Yeah, so I like that pick from Unseen Blade onto that Silas. Once you saw some of the picks coming out, that you know what you want to steal away. So coming from them, as you can see, one side has a bit has a bit of a standard comp, while the other, a not so standard comp. The G2 comp, more of the G2 minus, I would say, at least in this. I don't know how they're really going to manage this out. Maybe they just want to have fun with it because they're thinking this is the final game, but I hope against all odds we go to a game 4 because this is interesting League of Legends. At least we're going to get to see, and a bit of deviation from the norm of the kind of matchups they're going to go against. And sometimes when you play against something that you're just not used to, it does shake you a bit from your what your bread and butter is, and it does cause a bit of differences in how your playstyle will be. So maybe this is what the side of the SUVO haters had in mind when they switched Navoid with Itachi, right? Itachi's going top right now, Navoid's going mid. He gets to play his Yasuo that he wants to play so badly. So maybe they're just giving, maybe a dying last wish basically over to their mid laner, current mid laner right now. But it's just going to make for some more interesting League of Legends to, watch, cast, and just see what kind of antics these guys are going to bring to the Rift.
Yeah, like you said, last wish, but in terms of Yasuo, it's actually last breath. That's the name of his ultimate. And let's see, hopefully, this Yasuo will be able to just land, the Malphite Yasuo combo, just get that beautiful 5-man knock-up into the Yasuo ultimate and Lilia sleep. And ooh, that would not look good on the side of Revenants if they get caught in those types of wombo combos. However, they have drafted a comp that is also just ridiculously annoying to deal with. Just imagine Malphite ultimates in, and as soon as he knocks it up, he gets feared because of Shaco boxes just randomly just being it's not able to fuck you up. So, you're looking at a team that essentially are choosing to give up their bot lane priority. Like Ezreal might have to just play super safe, or he might be that ADC that might die 10 times but still manage to get some items because his support is not really a support. His support is a jungler. But anyways, we are on the Rift for game number 3. This is SUVO haters versus Revenants in the second qualifier finals of the tournament, and this is do or die for SUVO haters. They have drafted the G2 combo. Now let's see if they will be able to pull it off.
Yes, and this is do or die for them. This is going to be, where they have to make their last stand in case they go ahead. Bob will be walking around. One of them all just sneaked by himself into this bush essentially over here. A lot of pings going down from Revenant side towards their own blue buff. Both junglers look to be on the top side of the match. And yes, we're going to be interesting to see how this Malphite Irelia does against the Shaco and Ezreal, and we're going to see how long the Shaco just even wants to stay in lane, because I think this man is just going to be just perma roaming and just going everywhere else but his own lane essentially.
Minions have spawned.
Indeed, and I'm just looking towards this Lilia, because Lilia is very underrated actually in the meta. This champion has not seen any nerfs or any buffs in the recent past, but just has such a strong, commanding presence on the map. And there's a little bonk just to say, hey, I'm in this bush. A friendly bonk, of course. Gragas would heal that back by the time the minions hit the lane. Not going to be much issue. And you could see the level 1 trades actually going in favor of... actually, I think both of them were just fine, but sustained advantage, obviously, to the Yasuo here, and I'm not sure where the Q was going. I think maybe to Narnia, but that's okay.
But in the meantime, the Lilia stole the Wraiths on complete vision, mind you, over there. Unseen Blade tried to walk up, but Navoid was there to answer it, so she takes the Wraiths and will instead head bot side, where Hecarim has pretty much finished his first 3 camps and will be going to see that his Wraiths are missing, which he'll anyway know because of the ward vision. The Ezreal Shaco have to play very carefully against this Irelia, because without the Arcane Shift, the Ezreal pretty much has to burn a flash to get on any kind of exchanges. Irelia farming up pretty nice and heavily over there. Look at where the Yasuo is going. He's going to be put some vision over there towards that jungle, and that's exactly what he does. No, he doesn't even put a ward down. He just walks away.
Just has a coffee break in the bush. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna have a Nescafe, chill down a little bit in the bush. And meanwhile, in the top lane, there seems to be some trading action going on. A very good wind wall by Navoid, and he's going to be, he's already procced his lethal tempo. Unseen Blade having to flash away. Flash Q to follow up. No. But that's a flashless. Can see us disadvantage. And Unseen Blade is not looking in a good position here. And the Void getting the best
And
of
the
it. And
Void
flash
going
kill
for the kill, but
misses!
no, the flash kill completely whiffed. Nice positioning from the Silas. He gets his own kill underneath the turret over there. So flashes have been traded essentially in the mid side, but it is Unseen Blade claiming the first blood for his team. But look at the Hecarim. He's a bit angry that his raids were taken away from him, and he's gone marching over towards that Lilia at her blue buff. It's up to see who actually ends up getting it. Hecarim's going to be backing out. The TP comes in for the Yasuo. He's going to be walking up. Look how far the blue buff has been dragged over here. And Unseen Blade is not in the position to essentially fight it out, so Hecarim's going to give that up. And minus a bit of a -1 on the top side. Itachi low on mana as well. Does RD really want to fight for the scuttle? And that's exactly what he might want to do. But it's going to be Ezreal who ends up picking that up. And now horse versus horse, a bit of action going on, but I don't think much will come of it. RD's going to get chunked quite a bit. Oh my god, he's pretty low, has to flash out. Both RD and Itachi are low underneath the turret, but I don't think there's any possibility or realm of a dive potential unless the Shaco makes his way over pretty fast and maybe does, you know, a bit of Shaco shenanigans. But no, RD has gone for his return. But Navoid getting caught out over here. Bob's come up with the follow-up. Here comes the exhaust. Here comes the ignite. But it only ends up with Bob claiming a Dark Harvest stack for himself.
And also, like, I was gonna say, like, you know, they need to stop parsing around, but that's exactly what seemed to have been happening over there. And yeah, it looks like top lane is just like out of mana, out of HP. And Bob, supportal combat over here in the mid-side jungle.
Very interesting play going on. He's just sitting at the pink ward. This is for a pink ward right now. Bob going very low. The ignite pretty much seals the kill, and that's Bob being punished for a bit of, you know, mischief. The clown getting a frown on his face at that point. And look at this, Unseen Blade will be walking, but there is a Jack in the Box right there that he can get out with. He doesn't have flash, mind you, so he has to walk away quite a bit. Unseen Blade comes in, gets the execution proc plus the lifesteal that he'll get for himself, so he doesn't mind that. Finally, the Jack in the Box gets discovered. We're gonna see on the instant replay just how funny this was. Look at this. Bob just comes, autos the pink ward, goes back. Now realizes he's too late. Does deceive away, but not before the ignite was starting to tick on him from Lean. That's Lean getting a kill.
Yo, it's 5 minutes into the game. Shaco is level 3.
Maybe not what Revenants had in mind when this was going on, but there has seemed at the time enough. They do have breathing room in the sense they're 2-0 up in the series, but you don't want to give too much towards this side, because if you give a team like SUVO haters this much room, it might just show you something that you did not expect for them. The Irelia bot side pick is doing pretty well. Currently, she's already building towards that Blade of the Rookie, or his Vampire Sector has, you know, the dagger. Ezreal will be taking his crowds, going for the base. He's opted for the Ionian Boots full build first item. In the mid side, Yasuo pretty dominating against the Silas, has triple daggers in his inventory.
Indeed, and also the whole, like, you know, a rock versus a clown, and it's funny, the clown is the one that laughs, but the last laugh actually went over to the big mountain man thing. Oh, and a really good cast there, but then observers decide, okay, that's not important. Are we going to see a death realm? No. But trades across the board in the bot side and the top side.
Ooh, nice double stun. Potato Monster is executed. Irelia gets the last hit, but here Shaco gets it with Hecarim coming for it. This is, unfortunately, it's Bob who ends up picking up the kill. Deceives forward, does use his daggers, but now Bob, you don't have to deceive to get away. But the fear from the box was enough to deter. Here comes the ultimate that was stolen by Unseen Blade onto the Malphite. That's a bit of an Uno reverse onto him. Now RD has to run for him. Doesn't have flash, remind you, because he had flashed away towards the top side. It's going to be the Hecarim going to pick up the kill. They have secured the feats of warfare. Now Void's also decided he wants to join the party, but there's not much he can do. And it's going to be the Ezreal going mid side right now, and maybe the Unseen Blade will be sticking to the bot side of the map.
Also, Braga's not really having a good time in this matchup. Is down almost 21 CS at this point. Even the jungle seems to be in a favorable position, 36-41. Ionian boost completed on the Hecarim as well. 2 kills to 0 with 150 gold bound is sitting on top of Unseen Blade against his triple dagger Yasuo. And just having a look at this replay over here, just again, just being able to be first on the rotation is what is giving this Revenants team such a good advantage. They know exactly where to be at the right time and are able to punish SUVO haters for their extension there in the bot lane. While Dragon does go down in real time, that is picked up by the Lilia, so at least not all hope is lost. Potato Monster might be in a little bit of trouble here, but he's okay. He has Arcane Shift. He's Ezreal. He does Ezreal.
And he's a level up on the jungler, by the way. Already still level 5. Doesn't even have the sleep in his, arsenal right about now. Predator Monster doing a fine job. Now the switch has come in. The Unseen Blade against one above all on the bot side. The stun, very short space, not enough. Unseen Blade steals the ultimate, but his stolen ultimate completely whiffs one above all. Probably wants to get the kill, but no, he runs away underneath to safety. Churn ready, has taken RD to his own realm, is trying to fight against him so that the rest of his team can pick up some grubs. But here comes the Void with the ultimate. Ezreal's locked up in place, has to use his own to get the fear off, but ends up falling down. Nice wind wall comes in from the Void, keeping a lot of distance between Potato Monster and himself. Bob maybe looking to steal the kill. RD is trying to run away, has to flash out. Avoid, nice E away. The SJ ultimate just flying by, just not enough. Bob's gonna have to deceive anytime soon over here. The dagger did land, slowed landed, but no, he doesn't go for the kill. Instead, it's gonna be 1 grub picked up by Revenants, 2 picked up by SUVO haters, and a bloody battle. Ooh, the flash from Itachi. Don't know what you wanted to do with that, my man.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal did have Arcane Shift. I'm not sure why he tried that like that. But again, it's these tiny things, these small things that actually end up costing them so much now. Gragas could have saved his flash for one of the flashless carries. Unseen Blade didn't have his flash. He could have flashed, started a fight on him. And now I think we are going to see a dead Mordekaiser here.
Mordekaiser is going to have a shield up. He can maybe survive for a bit, but avoid. Nice EQ3. He does not pull that R button for himself. He doesn't have the R. He doesn't need it, actually. Yeah, he just knows he's going to get the kill at that point. Well played by him. Nice E into Q3. I guess the knockup gets the kill, especially after the Mordekaiser's shield has been negated quite a bit. So, yes, doing a fantastic job. Has completed the Zeal before Berserker Greaves over there. Lean going to be matching up with Ezreal in the jungle side, but that's just a rock hitting against it. Can Itachi catch up? He doesn't have the flash E right about now for him, so I think with the switch of the Silas and the Ezreal, it's made Ezreal's life so much more easier right now in the mid lane at least. So he's at least getting his farm up, because against Irelia, he was pretty much being zoned out completely.
Almost a kill per minute. And this is Unseen Blade just fancy feed. They're able to juke it out. One above all does not seem to be landing his E's. And Ezreal. Okay, he's fine. Are we gonna see another
Oh wait, hold on, that turn ready, gets Eat into the face, he pulls away RD, is taking him into the realm. RD has to survive, is kiting and juking his way around, avoids also here into the picture. RD just has too much movement speed, the E into the Yas combo, enough for Navoid to go onto a killing spree. But look who's here, Ezreal's looking to push in onto one above all, the Stonal ultimate used by Unseen Blade. Irelia just cannot move, cannot live, and now the chains land forward and connect onto the Malphite who is just underneath his turret. That's Unseen Blade getting a double kill for himself for the trouble of the Mord going down in the top side.
Indeed, the Abscond and Abduct landing for the Silas, able to easily pick up that kill. Also, beautiful use of the Malphite ultimate as well to make sure that he cannot be negated on this. And Avoid, I'm not sure you want to try to defend this, buddy. You could try, but he does have backup coming his way. Let's see if Revenants are going to overextend on this play. I don't think so. They just probably want to take the cannon, but nope.
Unseen Blade, you have to be careful. Nope. You're going to get instantly put down into the grave, and that's going to be hidden down. And, the back already channeled by Ezreal. Bob, or they know where Bob's moving because of the sweeper. Can they catch on to him? Will the Q3 land?
Is that?
No, they don't need it. The Ignite is enough. It takes away. Lean ends up picking up the kill. Now the, homeless Shaco clone just following the Void. The Void, doing an excellent job on this Yasuo, is 4-1-1 currently. So far up.
Yasuo against the world at this point, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, this is still a composition that can absolutely pop off in the late game. If Yasuo is left unchecked, then oh wow, what a bamba by Itachi. And now you can see Sharon is actually very low and might get killed down, but he's under the turret and he's going to die. Oh no, disaster striking. Good deadlift fires there, followed by what about
Oh, the ultimate pop
He's gonna get this
the kill. He's trying to run away very low. The dagger from Bob into the backside of the Irelia claims the kill. But the action doesn't stop. Ezreal going pretty deep here. Navoid really looking to pick up the kill. The sleep can be used, but chosen not to instead. It's going to be Navoid going very relatively low. Navoid gets picked up by Bob. Bob is going massive right now. The smite kill on to the Silas. Now Artie is 1v2, but he doesn't mind it right now. The clones get activated. Artie gets feared. Artie gets picked up by a double kill by Ezreal. Itachi had come maybe to secure something for his team, but just could not, unfortunately. Topside, that was a good kill by Charan Reddy. Nice time to pop his shield, you know, against the Gragas over there. Claims a kill in a solo bolo. And now Drake getting started up by the side of Revenants.
Well, Hecarim's gonna be fine, but okay, just going into this replay, we could see there that, of course, Irelia, just doing Irelia things, easily able to pick up the kill, and Bob is just like, okay, I'll throw a little knife at you, pick that up for myself. But it's better that it didn't go to the Hecarim at this point, and then Hecarim just like getting chunked down, and Avoid getting exhausted here means that he won't be able to follow up. His Q2 also missing, and they're able to lock him down as well. Ends up giving his second death of the game. And I mean, across the board, most of these teams aren't really focused on farming. They just want to fight.
Yeah, they do not care about farm. As you said, just fight, 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 essentially. Irelia is the highest one in the game with farm, 132 CS, one above all, looking for a Charan Reddy, takes one above all into his own realm. And the fight is continuing. There's no backup, so it's just going to be a single 1v1. Irelia is going very low. You have a wave to maybe jump to, but no, bonked on the head for the kill for Charan Reddy. He's very ahead right now. And I don't think, Irelia should not be in that position to fight. She just has the Merc Treads and the Bork. It's not enough in that kind of fight. Unseen Blade going in against Navoid. Navoid channels his ultimate onto Unseen Blade. Maybe one more kill, the flash necessary for Unseen Blade to survive with his life. The Q2 comes out. Navoid. Oh, but look at this! Unseen Blade! Predicting maybe that the E was coming in from the void, the chains land onto it, but wait, Artie, you're not anywhere safe. The Blastcone saves it, but no, Ezreal across from the wall, fighting his storm. Now Charan doesn't have ultimate unit to isolate the fight, but he's whacking away at Itachi like a whack-a-mole. Lean left alone. Potato Monster wants to claim the kill, but no, Ezreal is like, no, that's my prey. I'm gonna take a double kill for myself. Itachi is running away as much as he can. They're just gonna let him go. They don't care anymore about him. They're gonna look to pick up the Rift Herald instead.
Okay, so over there, again, you tried it the last time to drive the Silas under the turret, it didn't work. You tried again! What did you expect was gonna happen? But now, Navoid is an angry Yasuo, and he's just like, you know what? F you, buddy. Like, you killed me twice, but now I'm gonna get my revenge. He's able to pick up the kill here, and Bob?
The clones being popped by Bob. Bob thinking maybe a bit better, but he's going from this side. Clone gets popped. Bob does have QE if he wants to. He's just waiting for the range. Does Q over the wall. This pretty much seals the kill, right?
He's gonna die,
no, he doesn't even hit him
die.
with the Q. He dies instead. Maybe the Q and the E would have been enough, but no, it's going to be Ezreal going unstoppable with the trade kill onto the Gragas. 6, 1, and 6. This horse is way more massive than the Lilia right now.
Yep, the bigger horse wins, and Bambi doesn't seem to be having a good chance against Spirit. So, yeah, the Battle of the Horses definitely going in favor of the Hecarim right now, and as we jump into this replay, we can always see here that, I mean, Bob, you're 2 levels down, buddy. You're just going to get comboed by this Gragas, and Hecarim is just going to march forward, pick up that kill, and kind of just make it an even trade across the board. And now we are 17 minutes into the game and already 30 kills. Almost 2 kills a minute. It's going to be 2 Void Grubs, 1 Dragon apiece. And like I said, none of these teams seem to be interested in farming. They just want to hit that fight button, the go button at all times. And
oh, look at the Bob setup here in the bush. He is going to deny a bit of vision, but no, the pink ward goes down, the Q from Ezreal misses, Revenants is up around 5k gold as well, so they're in a very comfortable spot. They don't mind this, especially with Bob, you know, having that very funny exchange with Lean earlier on. Gragas being forced to EO across the wall. Now, Unseen Blade has stolen the ultimate of Malphite. Can be using it for a dive with potential over here. Hecarim goes into the rift. Will be instantly securing this tier 1%. Bob deceives over. Does put a dagger into Navoid's back. Navoid, nice feet work to dodge, the pull from the Malphite. Ezin goes away.
Oh,
Here
it got Drowsy.
Drowsy, nice timing on the Drowsy. RD survives because of that. Unseen Blade will not. Ezin goes back in for the fight. Ezin is looking to tank a lot of this damage in front. He's going underneath the turret. He really wants to get RD, and he does end up picking up the other little horsey. That's going to be a 3-for-1 in favor of Revenants, and them picking up the tier 2. So close to the Drake spawning as well. But look, Irelia is coming from across the side. Irelia wants to maybe pick up a kill onto Potato Monster, but nice arcing shift over the wall. You can't even follow Bob. Bob, look at this. Bob is just waiting near his Jack in the Boxes. Irelia is trying to go through. He lands the stun, but another Jack in the Box. He's going to walk into yet another one. And he flashes and he gets into another one. Now the Q proc from the Deceive, but being followed by the Sweeper, and that's going to be the end of Bob. That was very funny. You did get the flash out of the Irelia, but unfortunately, Bob does fall for the 5th time this game.
That flashless Irelia, is it worth it for support? I don't think so.
I don't
Bob
think
was
so
not
either.
really worth a lot of money. But I mean, it's okay. A kill is a kill. You know what? You're down 2 games. At this point, you'll take whatever you can. But yeah, I mean, you guys, they are right now at a deficit of almost 5,000, and dead Yasuo on the screen once again. Yeah.
He had such a good start to the game. He was 4-1 and something at one point. And then, one tower dive against the Silas in the mid side, one tower dive in the bot side, neither working out, with Silas getting the kill and no trade at all. And then, just carelessly walking so far ahead when your team's not that close by, giving your life again. It's not looking like Navoid's plan is continuing past, that first 4-kill mark.
Yep, and I mean, right now you're looking at a very accelerated Hecarim who has completed his Sogen, his Black Cleaver, going for the Death Stance as well. Like, this horse is an absolute menace in the jungle. And let's also not forget the fact that there is a Mordekaiser in this game who is going to essentially make it a 4v5 whenever there is a fight. So yeah, this doesn't look good for SUVO haters.
Silas is waiting by in the wings. He's waiting for maybe someone to make a mistake. He's gonna jump onto Lean over here.
Boomba!
Look at the damage! That is so much. The Boomba wasn't even necessary. The guy was dead before the cascade even came out of Silas. And then Navoid caught yet again. Probably gonna walk into the Jack box. No, nicely walks away. The TP is coming from behind. Gragas is where we wanted to follow. Churn ready. Does have his realm soon up. The Void is taken to the realm. Churn ready. Doesn't want to hit the flash Q. Does not land. The Void is trying to battle away for his life. He's dodging and bobbing and weaving quite nicely. It's pulled back in, but finally the last bonk from Churn ready lands on the poor Samurai's head. Itachi going pretty low in that fight. But no, look at the fear coming in. The triple kill essentially for the Mordekaiser. That was a one very important bonk. Now the fear lands from Ezreal onto one above all. He doesn't have the damage to fear Unseen Blade. He doesn't get to finish Unseen Blade just because of that fear as well. And it's already 27 kills to the side of Revenants, only 14 for SUVO haters. And the goal difference almost at that 10k mark.
Oh boy, I mean, at this point, yeah, okay, I'll just... That's a level 10 Malphite, bro. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he just wasted his ultimate there, but he's just like, you know what, I'm AP Malphite, I might be able to do something. Nope. Yeah, so I mean, taking stock of this game, it's a 46,000 to 37,000, almost 10,000 again in favor of Revenants, who are sitting in a very, very comfortable position right now. They can literally just smack around SUVO haters with their wallets, and there's not a goddamn thing that they'll be able to do about it. So, yeah, I mean, the only way I see SUVO haters coming back is if there's a colossal throw by them. Unseen Blade just being like, okay, I am on vision, I go back away. Maybe now we might look him to try to steal away that Lilia ultimate just to be able to get, you know, that sleep in their favor.
something or the red buff at least
Red
maybe
buff
taken
doesn't
away by
belong to
RD.
you, buddy.
He does smite it away. Gets it over there, but look at Bob. He's just being such a big nuisance to the side of Shuvaders. Ezreal channels his ghost going in onto one above all. One above all completely whiffing that ultimate. At least lands the stun. But the fear comes out from Ezreal. He goes legendary. Matt is 10, 1 and 8 right now. Doing almost nothing wrong in these fight ups. RD, you don't want to be fighting against Churn Ready. He's 4 levels up onto you. He even has a Bob coming in for some fights. And look at that pull. Look at that bong. You can't do much. He's smiting away some minions, maybe just to get it, but the turret is going to soon fall down when the next wave comes up. Unseen Blaze goes by. He's looking to come in. He does ult, but the flash by RD is a match from the stolen ultimate of the Malphite taken
Drowsy?
by Silas. The Drowsy might come out, but no, choosing not to use it instead. They're going to end up picking up this turret. I don't think he wants to walk too much. Lean's walked up over here. He does have his ultimate. Flash ults in, picks up the kill
Bomba.
on to Unseen Blade. The Bomba, a bit too late actually for the shade. Doesn't even get the assist. Now Turn Ready has taken Lean to his realm. Now pops the shield, gets the kill. Now one above all, and Avoider coming for backup. That's pretty much a dead Mordecai. It's a nice E from Itachi. The stun also connects. Who gets the kill? It's a good shutdown. Goes over towards to the side of Navoid.
Yep, and that might just mean like he might be able to get his bloodthirst a little bit faster. And I mean, I still don't see them being able to actually turn this game around unless, once again, Revenants just make a colossal throw. But look at this Hecarim. He is running this map. And when I mean, did I say running? I mean he's galloping this map. He is a horse and he is fast.
He's absolutely taking complete control of this. Look at that cheeky recall coming in from Bob in that bush side. Look at one above all just using the explosive plants just to get away. Recall even completely channeled by Ezreal. Baron coming up. Another Drake also soon to be up on the picture. There is pings coming from Shuvaders. They want to trade Baron for Dragon. I don't think Revenants have any vision on it, so they can pretty much take this Baron if they can do it fast. Maybe head over to Drake, but I don't think that will be the case. Baron just going down. But look at this TP coming in from the Mordecai. They want to challenge it from Revenants. They know something's up and nobody's getting spotted on the map. Baron's been started, but it's not even that low. Now the side of Shuvos have to get away from this matchup. Navoid's Q3 missing out. And here comes Lean. Here comes the Yasuo wombo combo. But look at that ultimate from the Karim. That triple man fear is enough to deter any more damage. You only managed to get a clone for your troubles. You pretty much leashed the Baron for Revenants. They're gonna pick this up. They're gonna pick this Drake. They can even look to end it over here. This is how far up they have their Baron steal. Bob is preventing Itachi from even backing. He is being that disturbing clown. The TP is coming in. They're looking for the end. Revenants don't want to prolong this match any further. Itachi is just not being allowed to recall at all. The death timer is a bit low. They're trying to take the turret while they're going for it. Unseen Blade gets executed. This might be a bit of a throw. And yeah, they take the inhibitor and they're going to back out instead. And maybe, I would also consider a bit BM. They just want the kill. Flash by Potato Monster. He really wants this badly. But the Qs, look at the fancy feed from Itachi. Itachi can kill him. He does not have his Bomba though yet, but unfortunately can't get it. Bomb ends up taking the kill. Bomb gets the kill for all the troubles that Potato Monster went through. So Potato might be playing Bomb a bit, but Revenants crucially picking up their third Drake, being on soul point for Infernal Soul.
Do they need it though? Do they really need it? Do they need it?
Good questions. Good questions. I don't think they do at all. They could have maybe even gone for the end, but instead choosing to, mess around quite a bit, just walk here and there, just chase that Gragas to the ends of the earth, make his life pretty much a living hell. And that was their goal. They made up. Turn Ready takes RD to his realm, but RD just has so much movement. He can get out of fights. Potato Monster against one above all pretty much goes against, gets the kill onto the Rayla solo, and the flash cube from Churn Ready secures the kill onto the Lilia. Potato Monster is not done. He's going even further to Lean. The Ignite is enough to maybe get some more damage on. Here comes Navoid. Flash forward, gets the kill onto the Ezreal.
Leroy Jenkins. That seemed to be what that play was all about there. Ezreal being like, I can 1v2. I'm not an ADC. I'm a tank. I can frontline and kill this Yasuo, but it wasn't the case. It's able to pick up the kill here. And now Itachi might want to back away from that turret that he... And yeah, turret's gonna fall. Pearl's gonna fall, Inheb's gonna follow soon after. And yeah, this looks like it's gonna be the final nails in the coffin of the side of SUVO haters. I mean, they're trying to land something, but Navoid is just missing his EQs. And meanwhile, the spike breaks into 2. I really adopts the ultimate, but gets exhausted. And Hecarim is just running away. 1 Q after the other, able to get a kill. Bob also not even dying. Nobody dying on the side of Revenants right now. Well, 3 down, 4 down. And there's one lone Gragas just sadly looking. His face explodes. And Revenants, a commanding 3-0 sweep. Absolutely curb stomping SUVO haters right out of the qualifier. They are your winners of the third and final game. And the GG well played.
Yeah, that's going to be Revenants taking the series 3-0, as you said. They're going to be your qualifier 2 champions. And unfortunately, SUVO haters, they do still qualify for Legends Ascent, but they took quite a beating in the finals over here. The Shaco comes out. We saw pretty much a weird comp coming for SUVO haters. Didn't work out. Navoid was getting the kills, but was equally dying as well. Towards the last stage of the fight, you can't do much in this fight. There's just so much, space that was just moved around in this fight. Just look at the bomba that Itachi's about to throw. Navoid goes in over here. He gets pulled out, but the bomba just throws Bob away. Navoid's trying to run for his life. The clones come out. You leave the Irelia and Lean alone. Turn Ready's just doing so much damage in these fights. Ezreal just died once the entire game, and just, it was pretty much the entire Revenant show coming in to these finals, especially the third game. The most dominating performance coming out for them. They look like they want to leave their mark of it. They want to make sure that you don't remember them as qualifier 1's 4th place, but as qualifier 2's 1st place.
Yeah, and I mean, if I had to guess who the MVP is going to be, I'm probably looking towards the jungler, Asian, just absolutely dominating. Like I said, he wasn't just running the map, he was galloping the map. That horse was fast, and he was at the right place, at the right time, able to secure the objectives, get the lead, and let's see if he indeed will be the MVP. But before that, only a 28-minute game, only. So yeah, Revenants just having like 41 kills to 18, and almost 20,000 goal lead yet again, just short by like about 5,000 here. So 15,000, 3 Drakes to 1. Elders, not necessary, none of the games went as far as an Elder Dragon spawn. 1 Baron, 1 Rift Herald to none. 2 White Grubs to 1, but still though, like, it has been nothing but domination from the side of RVN from the first game all the way to the last, just showing that they were indeed the better team on the day and the better team at this tournament, and also actually look like favorites to actually might even win the whole thing. And the man on your screen right here, Asian, a 12-1-12 on this Hecarim. No wonder it was banned in that second game. 755 damage per minute, 8.5 CS per minute, and generating a cold differential of 15,777. So yeah, congratulations, Asian. That was a fantastic game.
Guys, yeah, that's going to be it for at least qualifier 2. It's going to be your side. Revenant's going to be taking the win, and in pretty dominant fashion, not to mention. But that's not the end of the line, folks, for teams that have not qualified yet for Legends Ascend South Asia. Qualifier 3 registrations have gone live, so please make sure you register for that and you don't miss out on this incredible last and final opportunity to make your names heard, to maybe fight it out for that LCP playoff wildcard spot by, heading to that Legends Ascent tournament. So that is what you have to go for. Please make sure to follow all our social medias in the description box below. Join our Discord server. The 3rd and 4th place game will be happening there as well. So maybe hop by, see who's the 3rd and final qualifier for qualifier 2. That's it. That's been me, Madness, alongside Hades, and we hope to see you in the next tournament as well.
We will see you guys soon. Bye.
Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back is tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm moving in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm moving in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in, got me like gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm moving in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like on grind. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the boys. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. On grind. I'm going in. On grind. Right on the way to the top. 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 On grind. I'm going in. On grind. I'm going on wings. Flip these. They letting I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You not gotta cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all they got. I'm going to the top. On grind. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. On grind. I'm going in. Got me like, on grind. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the boys. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. On grind. I'm going in. On grind. Right on the way to the top. 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 On grind. I'm going in. On grind. I'm going on wings. Flip these. landing, I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. And I got a cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one.